Good morning / afternoon, everybody. It's a fancy endgame. We're here to help answer your questions for fantasy football. Week 5 is almost upon us. And before we start to get to your questions, we have to start. I want to give some condolences. Those of you who have faced Kirk Cousins, perhaps Drake London's stack on Thursday night. Maybe it was even the Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney stack, or Mike Evans was thrown in there somewhere. But your week might be over before it began. That's just how it works. But you never know. Hope is not lost because you could have somebody in your squad who's going to go for 500 yards. I mean, you never know. Did you think that Kirk Cousins was going to go for 500 yards on Thursday night?
No, nobody thought Kirk Cousins was going for 500. Nobody thought Kirk Cousins was. Nobody, like, how many quarterbacks go for 500 yards in a season? Like once every 2 or 3 years? Yeah. Man, if you played against Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, that's got to be the most tilting feeling, because how many teams even started Kirk Cousins or Darnell Mooney this week?
Exactly. But hey, good news. The Falcons offense is rolling. I think we can say it looks pretty good. We had a Kyle Pitts sighting, of course, because that's how tight end is this year. The one guy you just left for dead, even though he wasn't injured, kind of showed signs of life. I mean, do we have to get sucked back in here?
No, not getting sucked back in. Again, Kirk Cousins threw for 500 yards and Kyle Pitts had a whopping 80 of them. Not getting sucked back in.
Right. And he didn't score a touchdown because Darnell Mooney and Drake London did all that. But hey, and somehow the Falcons put up huge points in yards. Bijan Robinson's still not quite there. I mean, there's a lot to digest, but we're looking forward, not back. We're going to talk about the games that are coming tomorrow. And we're going to help you set your lineups, whether you're ahead or behind, or maybe just still 0-0. Let's see who you should be starting, who you should be sitting. Thank you, everybody who is on here. We're going to definitely answer as many questions as possible. And we have to start with the injury report. It's pretty long, and there are a lot of tight ends on there. So let's do that first before we get to your questions. Let's start with the guys who are not playing. This is going to affect a lot of decisions, a lot of pivots that we need to make, especially because there's bye weeks. Don't forget, guys, in case you didn't know, there's 4 teams that are on bye already. So you're without your Lions and Titans and Chargers and Eagles as well. And you're also without Jonathan Taylor. All right, so at least we kind of found out, early enough in the week. You've been on the record saying all week that Trey Sermon is a big trap. And look, Shane Steichen said that this is going to be running back by committee. So we're going to see some Tyler Goodson in as well. So where do you stand on Trey Sermon right now?
I mean, he's fine. I think you could do worse than Trey Sermon this week. He could score. He's in this good running offense. It's not a horrible matchup this week, so you could do worse, but Trey Sermon just is what he is. Like, if he doesn't score, it's probably going to be a trap.
I mean, it's a good matchup. The Jags defense is pretty bad, and they aren't exactly challenging other teams, but yeah, the committee thing, like, he was already kind of iffy, and now that it's not going to be just him, I mean, I think he's a start if you need him. All right, you're also going to be without Malik Neighbors. That one, I mean, that's rough because it was a Thursday game. We thought, okay, well, he'll have time to clear. He's not clear. And let's just add this to the list. They're going to be without Devin Singletary. So number 1 running back and number 1 receiver are gone from a team that already wasn't very good on offense. So is the Seahawks defense, if you're playing in a league that uses defense, too good to be true? Is this a trap, or is the Giants offense really going to be that bad?
I mean, it seems too good to be true. I can't imagine that losing your best player. And I think Singletary, I think I saw a stat, Singletary and Malik Neighbors have combined for like 80% of their offensive touchdowns this year. So yeah, I think if you got the Seahawks, you should be feeling pretty good.
Now, a lot of people are asking, and I'm sure going to ask, about Tyrone Tracy. And, of course, Wan'Dale Robinson. I think some people are like, oh, Wan'Dale Robinson, you got to start him now. Wan'Dale Robinson And I know it because I've seen it, right? On Draft Lane. We answer questions not just here on Draft Lane, but like, I really need to start Wan'Dale Robinson. So who do I sit? Terry McLaurin and then it was like Brandon Ayuk or something like that. I was like, okay. Tyrone Tracy, Wan'Dale Robinson, quick thoughts.
Wan'Dale Robinson, I guess he's okay if you need him, but let's not forget last week, this is the Dallas secondary that basically their only good corner right now is Trayvon Diggs, who got banged up in that game and who they basically had shadowing Malik Neighbors. So there's nobody to cover Wan'Dale Robinson. This is a Seahawks secondary. They have multiple good corners in that secondary. Like, sure, he'll get some catches and some yards, but that's really it. Tyrone Tracy, this feels like a massive, massive dice roll here.
Yeah, I really feel like you just need him to somehow rip off a big run, which I don't expect. I like Tyrone Tracy, but I still don't like the Giants' offense. All right. Who's next? Joe Mixon, still out. Cam Akers,
no.
Still the running back, but you still shouldn't care that much, right?
Well, but also Dameon Pierce back now. And last week we saw Dare Ogunbowale, however you pronounce his name, score the touchdown. So, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, sorry. Can't do it either. Not a good matchup either. Cooper Kupp still out. It's not a big surprise there. This is a surprise in that Buffalo-Houston matchup, which should be a good one. Khalil Shakir, a midweek injury here. He is out. A lot of people starting to really get big on Shakir, but you're going to be without him. So definitely sit Shakir. I'm kind of hoping this leads to a Dalton Kincaid big game, but I'm not counting on it. Let's see what else we got. I'm trying to save the good ones for last. Anthony Richardson of the Colts is now listed as doubtful. Thought that he might go, but I think when we saw Joe Flacco getting all the first team reps on Friday, that should have been a sign. But yeah, Richardson doesn't sound like he's going. So with Joe Flacco in, are we all in on this Colts passing attack?
I think you got to be pretty all in on Pittman and Downs for sure. It's a great matchup this week. It's Flacco. You got to feel really good about them. Like guys like Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell, who's like there, not so much, but Pittman and Downs, yes, definitely.
I'm just going to take this opportunity to say again, as I said before, I would kill for the Dolphins to have a backup like Joe Flacco right now. It's Joe Flacco. In that same game, Evan Engram, you thought you were getting him back. Think again. He is, trending towards not playing because of the hamstring?
Yep, trending towards not playing, which is pretty brutal. So if you were counting on Evan Engram, go pick up. I guess maybe Brenton Strange is probably still out there. So if you need a replacement, maybe go get Strange.
Yeah, and he didn't do a lot last week, but this is the Colts defense, not very good. This could be a bounce back, right, for Brenton Strange, which sounds weird, but it's true. Let's see. Zamir White mercifully is out, not going to play because of an injury. I think that's the end of his fantasy status. Jaylen Warren still out. All right, let's do this now. Let's talk Packers. So we know Christian Watson is out because he's Christian Watson. He's hurt. Romeo Doubs. This is a really bizarre. I guess he's getting a little jealous seeing the Dontavian Wicks hype. I swear, I think he spent a little too much time on social media seeing everybody all over Dontavian Wicks. So he's not playing because he's sitting out practice because he doesn't like his role in the passing game. Does this sound like a guy who might be done in Green Bay, or you think this is just a temporary slap on the wrist and then he'll get over it?
Yeah, I don't know. This is really weird. So they officially did say that the Packers said they are suspending them for this game. I mean, I don't think he was going to play anyways, but he's officially out, which definitely makes Wicks, who I thought was a little overhyped. I'm like, okay, people are just like, Wicks, all in on Wicks. It's like, okay, maybe pump the brakes. But now it's like, okay, maybe we do have to be all in on Wicks because he's like, who's left? Bo Melton, Malik Heath. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine it's just he said in the 2 games Jordan Love played, he had 15 targets. Is that not enough? That's 7.5 targets a game. Is that not enough? I got to think there's something more here. We just aren't being told.
Yeah, there's got to be. Either it's that he's a little jealous of Wicks, or something else. Who knows? I'm not going to get into that, but he would make a very interesting trade candidate to a team like, oh, I don't know, the Chiefs, who need a receiver, the Cowboys because he's cheap. Anyways, something to keep an eye on right there. I will just tell you this: Bill Melton has come up big in games last year where he had to be thrust into action. So that's a nice sleeper pick there. If you need a desperation play, don't mind him. Brandon Cooks might be done in Dallas for this year. He's on the IR now with that knee infection. Doesn't mean he's completely out, but who knows? This is a thing that could linger. So Brandon Cooks definitely is out, and not just out this game, out for a while. Jalen Tolbert, nice little sneaky play here too. Yep. And then, of course, there's our friend Devontae Adams. Got a lot of questions about Devontae Adams. He is definitely out this week at the very least. We'll save the Devontae Adams drama for later next week because I'm sure it'll still be going on. And then Taysom Hill, of course, being Taysom Hill, scored 2 touchdowns and now is going to be out this week because of broken ribs. Questionable. Every tight end that you want to start, basically. David Njoku, George Kittle, and Trey McBride. Just when you thought you're getting Trey McBride back because it was a concussion, he cleared protocol, but now he has a rib injury. What's the deal with Trey McBride?
Yeah, this is surprising because they listed him today with a rib injury. So this is definitely something you're going to have to monitor. Be ready to pivot. It's not good. It's not good when a guy gets added to the injury report late like this when we hadn't heard anything about it. You know what I mean? It's not like yeah, he had the concussion, but it wasn't like they had him on the injury report with concussions and ribs all week. It was just concussion. That's like, oh, he's good. Now ribs. Hopefully he plays. And I think if he plays, you still play him, but definitely is something you're going to have to monitor.
Yeah, definitely be ready if you need to move on for McBride. And also, I think this is noteworthy. Luke Musgrave of the Packers, questionable with an ankle because Tucker Kraft, the guy I said was going to be probably your top pickup at tight end early last week, now becomes a lot more interesting as well because his competition at tight end might be out and Romeo Dobbs along with Christian Watson out. So Tucker Kraft now looks like a very smart play at tight ends, which means, of course, he'll get 1 catch for 18 yards. Exactly. And then the toughest one of all, Brian Robinson, questionable. He gave some sort of vague social media thing, of course, like thumbs up as if he's going to play. But this sounds like it's going to go down to the wire. What do we do with B-Rob?
Yeah, this is not good. It's not what you want to hear. Game time decision with a knee injury. I mean, we'll have to see how this is tomorrow morning. If it's one of those things where overnight, like Adam Schefter tweets out, like, hey, Brian Robinson's good, he's going to play, then, okay, I'd probably just roll with him. But if it's one of those things where, like, he's going to, the trainers are going to look at him and see how he feels, I don't know. Maybe just avoid. It's tough.
Yeah, this will come down to your other options, and also you're going to definitely have to check in to see because there's no guarantee he goes. But Austin Eckler is back. Here are the guys who are in. Austin Eckler is a full go, so you can definitely fire him up in a pretty good matchup. Deontay Johnson, no issues. Kenneth Walker, thankfully, is good to go. Tyler Lockett as well. Tank Dell is going to play. And then we have return of some oldies and maybe still goodies. We'll see. Raheem Mostert is actually going to play. So there's that on that horrible Dolphins offense. Kendrick Bourne. That's right. Remember Kendrick Bourne? He is now back, activated a little sooner than we thought, honestly. But Kendrick Bourne is back to fire up that Patriots pass offense. And no, you didn't think you would hear this name for a while. Odell Beckham Jr. That's right. Odell Beckham is actually activated off the pup, and he's there to reinvigorate the passing game. So guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle can step aside for OBJ. Are we interested in any of these veterans?
No. I mean, you can't be interested in anybody on the Dolphins right now. I'm barely interested in Waddle or Hill or Achane. And Kendrick Bourne, yeah, he's coming back from PUP, but we know how this works. He's probably going to play like 20% of the snaps. They're not just going to throw him out there. Plus, it's the Patriots. No.
But he's there for what it's worth. Hey, you know what you could do? Make a pick throw them in there in your parlay or whatever, your lineup. And I'm talking about, for example, if you're on Underdog and you do play Underdog, then you can use OBJ, Kendrick Bourne. You can use whoever you want. But that's not what I would go. I'm just saying you could. But you could definitely do this. If you are new to Underdog, you should take this free pick. This is Dak Prescott getting a yard. That's right. If you sign up for Underdog for the very first time, you get a free pick. Dak Prescott goes higher than 0.5 total yards. So that's it. Dak just getting 1 yard this week. I feel like he's going to do that. That's basically a free pick for you. And you can combine it with any other pick you like, feeling good about certain game, certain player. There's so many choices. It's almost inconceivable. Every player, including defensive players, kickers too, all of that. And of course, being Saturday, college game is on. Find your favorite college team or conference or whatever. So many picks you can choose from, but this is a free one for you if you sign up for Underdog. Make sure that when you do sign up, of course, you use code ENDGAME because it gets you the free pick. And you also get up to $1,000 of bonus cash when you first sign up. So it's definitely worth it. This is a good time to do it. And don't forget, it's Boostober. Boostober, which means that you're getting profit boost tokens. Basically every day there's some sort of a bonus there for you. So this is really the greatest time that you could try this out if you haven't yet. It's Underdog, and make sure you use code ENDGAME when you sign up. And before we get to your questions, because we have a lot of questions already, we're going to get to them. Don't forget that you could also ask us your questions offline. We have an app, and it's Draft Lane. You can download it for absolutely free, App Store, Play Store. Go ahead and check it out. And it's basically a way you can get in touch with us directly through the app. Get your start and sit questions, waiver questions, trade questions, whatever questions, football related questions, directly to us. We see it. You ask your question, we see it, we respond. That's how it works. So it's kind of like being on here, except you can do it any time of the day. So check it out now. It's called Draft Lane, and it is the official app of the Fantasy Endgame. And also, you should know. Oh, there we go. If you are new, maybe you haven't downloaded Draft Lane yet. Maybe you haven't tried Underdog yet. That's fine. You got time to check those things out till tomorrow. You put your super chat on here. We are definitely going to answer it. We're going to stay on for a while, answer all the super chats. Remember, if you do super chat and you don't get it answered immediately, that's because we have a lot of other super chats before yours. So stay patient. Hang with us. We're going to hang out and talk about football. That's a good thing. All right. Nobody's in a hurry here. And then we also have some people who have that membership on YouTube. They joined the channel. We appreciate all of you, our guys. But let's start with the very first one. The very first super chat goes to Henry Wynn. All right. Henry was up nice and early today. All right, Henry. I got 2 flex spots. There's Wicks. You know 90% of the questions are going to involve Dontavian Wicks. So here we go. 2.
I don't know if I'm ready for all these Wicks questions.
Well, ready because the next one has him too.
There's gonna be so many Wicks questions. I mean, I get it because it's such a good matchup against the Rams. Now you got Watson and Dobbs are out. I totally understand, but I don't think I can start him over guys like Scary Terry and Ayuk personally. I mean, Scary Terry for sure. Okay, for sure, Terry McLaurin. I mean, am I really going to go Wicks over Ayuk this week? I can't.
Look, okay, all of these guys have a big ceiling, right? I think that's fair to say. They all could have big games.
Right.
Who has the lowest floor? Well, it's proven to be Amari Cooper, right?
Amari Cooper, yes.
Okay, so let's just take Amari out because we know he could disappoint you the most. I might go Wicks over Ayuk just because I don't want to kick myself thinking, okay, it was obvious there. And Ayuk has not really done a whole lot this year. And he's got Debo there. He's got Jennings has now emerged. Kittle is questionable. It's Wicks or Ayuk. I mean, look, if you just want to go Wicks, and I don't want to be right. I know you, because you feel exactly how I feel. You don't want to be the one to say, no, you don't have to start Wicks. And of course, then Wicks has like 10 catches for 120 yards.
Right. So okay, fine. Terry and Wicks, I guess, but there's gonna be a week. I mean, I say this with confidence as if I know, but there's probably going to be a week where Brandon Ayuk has like 10 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. But look, you picked him up. He went from being like, hey, pick him up. Christian Watson's out, to like, hey, pick him up. He's in like an incredible, like, it just keeps getting better and better. Maybe Dontavian Wicks is just inevitable. It's just, he's like Thanos. He's inevitable. You can't, no matter what you do, you're not going to, it's just going to happen. And you can't do anything about it. So put him in your lineup.
There you go. I mean, I'll say this, Henry, you have 4 good options. So you probably can just avoid the potential disappointment. Just don't be surprised if Wicks isn't the second best. But here we go. Frosif. Flowers or Wicks?
I mean, like, two days ago, this was easily Flowers for me. Easily. And then Romeo Dobbs decided he didn't want to play football anymore. And now all of a sudden, I'm gonna say the same thing here. Like, yes, I feel like Flowers has a safer floor, because I don't feel like this is a game where Derrick Henry is going to rumble for 200 yards and the Ravens are just going to destroy the Bengals and they're barely going to throw the ball. But does he have the ceiling that Wicks does this week? Probably not. So I guess now again, sometimes just things keep breaking right for a guy, and that's what it feels like is happening for Wicks right now. Start Wicks.
There you go. I do feel like Flowers is pretty safe this week, more of a floor play, but you want to go Wicks, you can go Wicks, get that potential ceiling. All right, Moises, good morning. 8-team league. Ramondre, who's technically still playing, just not starting, or Brian Robinson, who we don't know if he's playing.
Well, I'll say if Brian Robinson is good to go, I certainly prefer him over Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
But I'm not completely out on Ramondre this week, because Jared Mayo, he said, like, yeah, we're going to start Gibson, but that doesn't mean Ramondre Stevenson isn't going to get touches. Like, it still wouldn't surprise me if Ramondre Stevenson led the team in touches among the running backs. So, right. But I still prefer Brian Robinson, assuming he's good to go.
Yeah, if Robinson plays, you just got to go with him anyways. Even if Ramondre weren't getting benched, I would still go B-Rob if he plays. Flowers or Kirk in a flex?
I might go Kirk here, honestly. I just really like this matchup for the Jags. If you watched our 10 stats video today, I talked about Trevor Lawrence. I didn't talk about Kirk on there because I talked about Brian Thomas Jr., but I mean, they gave up 9 points more to Caleb Williams than his average score this year. They gave up 17.8 points more to Justin Fields than his average score. And in 4 games against Gus Bradley as a defensive coordinator, Trevor Lawrence has always finished as a QB1. Don't be surprised when Trevor Lawrence is one of the top scoring QBs this week. Give me Kirk.
Yeah. Kirk. Well, it doesn't hurt that Evan Ingram now sounds like he's not playing. Right. So yeah, Kirk is very solid there. And also in a 10-team league, different league, Tyreek Hill, Jerry Jeudy, Trey Sermon, or could pick up Wandale, Coleman, or Liggett.
Sadly, I probably just go Jeudy this week. He's getting involved. He gets the Commanders. Let's just go Jeudy.
I low-key like Jeudy this week. I was actually going to put him as a boom this week, which is really unusual for me. So I would go Jeudy. All right, here's another Trey Sermon question from Samuel Piazza. Downs or Sermon?
I think it's got to be Downs now that it sounds like Flacco's playing. And to your other question, it sounds like Flacco's playing, so Flacco.
Yeah, he said it's half PPR. I think it's got to be Downs. Exactly.
Still Downs. He's got touchdown upside with Flacco.
All right, Jay, 1364 wants to know if he could start Watson over Mahomes.
Deshaun Watson? Like, it's not like Deshaun Watson has been good. I get it's the Commanders, but look, Kyler Murray laid an egg against the Commanders last week. I'm not starting Deshaun Watson. Look, there are a lot of QBs I would start over Mahomes this week. There's no doubt about it. Like, but Deshaun Watson's not one of them.
No, I think this is purely looking at matchup, right? This Commanders. No, you stick with Mahomes. All right, Dale. No Pollard Gibbs needs a streamer between these guys. Is it Madison time?
I think it is. I think it's Madison time. I mean, no Zamir. He's going to get all the touches here. He's somehow been decent. I'm not doing Akers. I mean, Uganabule, however you pronounce his name, he caught the touchdown, but what are you getting from him? And
nah.
Yeah, it's Madison. Madison time, Dale. Let's go.
It's Madison. Yep. And no Devontae Adams still. Thomas got a couple. All right, first one, flex 2, Achane Javante. I believe that's Trey Tucker, JSN, and Downs.
Ooh, some interesting options here. I think Downs is my first choice now that it's Flacco.
Yeah.
Tucker, it's Tucker or JSN for me is the next choice. Because even though it is a tough matchup, like against that Denver secondary for Tucker, you got to think he's going to face very little Pat Surtain in this. Surtain's going to mostly be on Jacoby Myers. But can I really start? But I mean, what is JSN? He had that one big game. I mean, he's been fine. And they get the Giants. I worry, like, how much are they going to have to throw against this Giants team this week?
Yeah. One thing you pointed out, too, is that slow pace of play. The Giants grind out the clock. They're probably going to do it even more this week, although they might just be going 3 and out every time. So yeah, they'll be able to.
That's the difference this week. Without neighbors and like a true playmaker like that, they might not be able to pick up as many first downs. I don't know. I think Tucker honestly has more upside than JSN this week. He's the wide receiver 10 over the last 2 weeks in PPR. JSN is fine, but let's just go Downs and Tucker. What a world. What a world we're in right now.
I know. I mean, I want to hold out hope. Achane, not a bad matchup, but you got to shoot for some upside, don't you? So Downs is the one I feel best about. It's either JSN or Tucker. And then he wants to know, hold one. Tucker, Tolbert, or Watson. So he's got to only pick one here.
I think it's Tucker for me. I mean, look, are we ever going to see Devontae Adams in a Raiders uniform again? Probably not. So
doesn't sound like it.
I think it's Tucker. Like Christian Watson, you drop Christian Watson, no one's picking up Christian Watson, I promise you.
Well, yeah. He's he's undone for the season. He's out until at least, what did they say, week 8 or something like that? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Tolbert is really interesting because he's in that Dallas offense. And I mentioned this, of course. I mentioned Tucker too. But I mentioned this in yesterday's video. Dallas second most pass attempts right now in the league. That's what you want. But Tucker also in a very similar situation. He's the number 2 guy there all of a sudden. So it's either Tucker or Tolbert. Let me see. Okay, Dano, Kyler or Purdy? It's a fair question.
It is a fair question.
It's the same game. So it's kind of like, who do you think does better?
I mean, I generally lean towards the guy who runs, except the guy who runs didn't run last week. Well, he did. He ran around in the backfield a bunch until he got sacked. I don't know what, like
he ran sideways.
Like, did the coaching staff tell him do not run the football? Like I don't understand what happened last week. I don't know. I do like Purdy, of course. I put him on the booms, and I think Purdy could certainly have a big week, but I think if it's me, I'm still going Kyler, but I totally understand, Dan, if you're like, I'm done, I'm frustrated with Kyler. I totally understand if you just want to go Purdy. I think if it's me, though, I'm going to bet on Kyler actually running forwards instead of sideways. And I'm going to put him in my lineup this week, but I totally get it if you want to go Purdy.
I'll say this. If McBride is out all of a sudden, I might make me shift towards Purdy because that's one less big weapon that they have that they won't have. I wonder if that's something that affected Kyler last week. So that might be the tipping point for me. And then is asking Kirk or Pickens, which Ingram might be out.
Yeah, and I do like Kirk a lot this week, but I think I still got to go with Pickens. I just think he has more big game potential, and like I said before when talking about Wan'Dale Robinson last week, Trayvon Diggs, their only good corner, might not play this week. Bland's still out. Like, they have nobody. Like Booth, I mean, that's the thing the Giants did last week. Whoever was covering Booth, they just threw it to him, whether it was Wan'Dale or Neighbor, whoever goes on. Like, that's my cautionary tale for you, like, all in on Wan'Dale people. Like, he's not going to go against Booth this week. That's not the corner he's going to face this week. He's going to face real corners this week. So I got to go Pickens, just way more upside.
Yeah, I'm never going to be down on Pickens. I'm fine with Pickens here. Gabriel, just stepping in to say he's working on 5-0.
Nice.
Very nice. It has definitely been a weird year. He says, okay, this is definitely worth flexing. All right. He had Jennings in his lineup when he hit that big game, and now he has Mooney in his lineup for 30.
All right, you need to let us know. So, Gabriel, you are now obliged to come on every stream and say, hey, guys, this is the sneaky guy I'm playing this week, so we can all put him in our lineups.
No kidding. Man, that's pretty good. All right, that, of course, hit the like button. Thank you, Gabriel. KJ Sticks and a 10-teamer. Are we flexing BTJ, Pittman, or Jason?
I think as much as I like Brian Thomas this week, I think it's still got to be Pittman. We're talking about the true number one wide receiver going against that terrible Jags defense with slinging Joe Flacco under center now. Yep. I think it's got to be Pittman. And look, I don't want to bench Thomas Jr. this week, but man, Pittman, after the game he had last week and now with Flacco in this matchup, I think it's got to be Pittman.
Yeah, Flacco in and Jonathan Taylor's out. Yeah, they're going to throw the ball a lot. And I want a piece of Pittman. I want Downs in my lineup. Yes. All right, now he's asking if these guys are droppable, Bucky, Ramondre, or JSN, for guys like Braylon Bigsby, Liggett. I don't.
No, those guys aren't droppable.
No.
And look, this was kind of like lost in that game a little bit because it was right towards the end. But Rachaad White suffered an ankle injury. I think that like one of the almost the last play of the fourth quarter, and then of course the Bucs never got the ball back. So we'll have to monitor that because we've seen these high ankle sprains, which it's mild. Joe Mixon's high ankle sprain is mild. Well, we haven't seen this guy in 2 weeks. Oh, Jonathan Taylor's, it's mild. Yeah, he didn't practice all week. Christian, it's mild. Yeah, no high ankle sprain is mild. So you definitely don't want to drop Bucky Irving right now because if Rachaad White misses next week, you're going to want Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I know it's tempting to drop Ramondre because of all the news. He'll be fine. They're not putting him out to pasture. They just signed him to a contract. All right, Thomas with some more. All right, so 2 receiver, 2 flex, 2 and 2, a lot of 2s. Lost both matchups by a total of 11. Those are the breaks. Okay, so here's his team. He wants some thoughts here. JD, Evans, Debo Mason, Kyron, McBride, Wicks, Holman, and on the bench are those guys. Go Hawks. I mean, you're
Evans, Debo, Mason, Kyron. What does it say? How many teams? 12 teams? That's Evans, Debo, Mason, Kyron. Pretty good for a 12-teamer.
And Achan's on the bench. When Achan finally has value again, you're gonna have a real good team. And if McBride plays,
yeah, and you got Wicks. I say this is a 9 right now. Look, you might get Rice back at some point, maybe. Yeah, I'll say it's a 9.
Yeah, this is a really good team. I don't think you need to do anything, although I will say if McBride doesn't play, which now is possible, you can drop Garendo and pick up a streamer. So other than that, you're good. I mean, I don't love flexing Coleman, but look, HN will be eventually fine. You're flexing Tucker instead, I hope, this week. That was his question from earlier. I think we said Tucker. All right. Augustin Puente. Hey, he's 3-1. Got Burrow, B-Rob, Swift, Nico, Evans, Colby Parkinson. And then flexing Terry, Dolphins defense, unfortunately. Butker. All teams got Etienne on the bench. Very sad. Any changes here?
And Pitts. No, I don't. I mean, obviously, if Brian Robinson is out, then put Achane in. But that would be it.
Yeah. I mean, flexing Terry is totally fine. No, I mean, can't take back the tight end thing. So otherwise, you're good.
So ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
And you know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to put Kyle Pitts back in next week. He's getting a nice fat 0.
Of course. That's the way it works. Cody Greenwood, what is up? Okay, so wondering about Evans, Deontay, and Olave over Amari. Question today is, would you start Cooper in favor of Achane, Cook, or Jordan Mason? It's an 18.
I would start Cooper over Achane, not those other two.
Yeah, I agree. You can sit Achane because it's the worst offense in the NFL suddenly. Alexis Aguilar, okay, traded Ford for Waddle. I think that's a win.
Yeah, long term, that'll be a win, definitely.
All right, so got Pacheco, Walker, Akers, Allen, Bucky. Did I mess up by trying? No. Look,
look, Jerome Ford is one of those guys you're like, well, I can put him in my lineup, but you're not excited to play Jerome Ford. I don't think you can mess up by trading away Jerome Ford.
No, this is a great trade. Buying low on Waddle. Tua is coming back in a couple of weeks. I think this is a really smart move. You're not going to miss, especially this is a great time to also sell, I guess, high-ish on Ford. Now the Chubb is going to come back. Vinny, what is up? This is his 16-teamer. Got Jordan Whittington. Let me see. Thoughts? Well, I mean, the 16-teamer, sure.
Yeah, look, Whittington, again, if you watch the 10 stats video this morning, I talked about him. He went from 10 routes in week 3 to 28 last week, which led the team. 27% target share, which led the team. Look, maybe he's starting to get McVay's trust. Maybe we see him more involved. And this week against the Packers, probably going to have to throw a lot. So, yeah, I think he's fine. And then I'm still going Murray here. I know Darnold has been incredible. And maybe I'm wrong to doubt him again, but we're talking about the Jets this week. This doesn't feel like a good Darnold spot. I'll just gamble on Murray here.
Yeah. In this case, it's the Jets. Yes, the Jets D is good. So you can go Murray. You never know with those London games, right? There's always bizarre, not always high scoring. All right, Cody also wants to know, drop the Steelers defense to pick up the Denver defense.
Steelers against Cowboys. I mean, they're the better. Well, Denver's defense have been pretty good this year, and I mean, they get a good matchup this week, right? I think
the Raiders, right? Raiders.
Yeah, I think you got to go Denver. Go Denver.
Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, Spearsy, what is up? And happy Saturday. Ooh, now this is tough because Khalil Shakir is out. Would you go Kincaid or stick with Bowers? I guess Devontae Adams is also out.
Yeah.
Probably stick with Bowers.
I mean, yeah, neither of them have great matchups. The Texans have been. I mean, it's hard to say like a team's been strong against tight end because like every tight end's been awful. But yeah, I guess go with Bowers because look, Myers last week. Myers had like a ridiculous like 45% first read percentage and like a 35% target share. Was like insane, but he's probably going to get a lot of Surtain this week, so he's probably not going to get all those targets and looks. So that should open up more for Bowers. I guess go Bowers here. It's close.
Yeah, slight edge to Bowers. These are two of the few tight ends you should feel good about. So I guess just be happy you have them both. The real Superman wants to flex one of these guys. Let's see. Wicks. It's probably either Wicks or Downs here, I would assume.
Yeah, and I think you just got to go with Wicks. Just go with Wicks. I mean, I like Downs a lot too, but I don't know if he has the upside of Wicks, the big play. Right? Like Downs, Yeah, I think you just got to go Wicks here. You just got to go Wicks.
Yeah. Downs is a solid choice here, but you can go Wicks. And then how about this? The Joker, who now appearing in another movie. Wicks over Johnson? I guess Deontay?
Deontay Johnson? I can't go that far. I can't. Like, you got to be really high on Wicks to put him in over Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, I'm still starting Deontay Johnson. Steven Youngberg, flex, Terry Swift or Kirk?
I'm still going Terry here. I know Swift is another interesting one, but man, I mean, are we all the way in on Swift just because what he did last week? I know he gets the Panthers this week, so he could do it again, but still, I mean, to me, Terry is almost like with the way Jaden Daniels is playing and the games he's had the last 2 weeks. Like I have to have a really, really strong option to sit Terry McLaurin. So I'm going Terry.
Yeah, I think it's between Terry or Kirk. I would go Terry as well. Watson or Darnold?
Again. I'm still okay. Now I'm going Darnold. I don't care. I don't care about the matchup here. Darnold has been miles better. Like it's not like Watson is playing a high school team. It's still it's still an NFL defense, and Watson has been so bad. Plus, do you like? Let me just ask you this: despite the fantasy points, like, do you want to be watching Red Zone on Sunday and be like, "Yeah, Watson touchdown, go Watson"? Like that? Come on, it's not even worth it. Like, who wants to root for this guy? It's not even worth it. Just play Darnold.
It's a good point. Yeah, I know we always say stream against commanders. But at some point, you have to draw the line and look at who has just been significantly better in real life. So I get the matchup far favors Watson, but I'm going Darnold too. Marcus is here. Marcus wants to know if McBride can't go. All right, who's the best tight end to pivot to between these guys?
Well, not Taysom. He's out. I think it's got to be Kraft. Maybe he's a tight end du jour this week. Right, we've seen it. Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, big games did nothing. Colby Parkinson, big game did nothing. Kraft, big game. Is he going to do nothing again? Maybe, but you got Dobbs and Watson out, and Musgrave banged up. I think you got to just gamble on Kraft here.
Yeah, it's got to be Kraft. I mean, you still can't really have much interest in Schultz. He hasn't done much this year. Conklin gets a tough matchup. Ertz is fine if you look. Ertz will get you some points,
right?
But Kraft has that upside, so go for Kraft. Manny Lara, start Diggs or Brian Thomas?
This is also tough because I really do want to get Brian Thomas in my lineup, but I just feel like against the Bill, like the Texans are even like the Texans players are saying this is a revenge game for Stephon Diggs. Like the Texans players are saying this. Like I think they're gonna really try hard to give Diggs a big game here. I really do. I mean, they're not going to do it at the expense of winning, of course, but I think if there's opportunity for Diggs, they're going to give it to him. So I think I got to go Diggs here. But man, I hate that I've already said no to Brian Thomas twice.
I know, but you got to go Diggs. Sorry, he put it in a different form here. And then basically the question is Antonio Gibson or Trey Sermon.
I don't think it matters that my opponent has Stevenson, so it's like, yeah. I don't know. I guess just go Gibson. It's a good matchup for the Patriots running backs. Look, Gibson has had his own fumbling issues, not this year, but in the past, he's had plenty of fumbling issues. Maybe he fumbles and gets benched or something, but I think I go Gibson.
Yeah, and I think Gibson, some people will overreact to news. Like, oh, you got to play Gibson now. He's a starter. But that aside, you have to like the potential matchup against the Dolphins' run defense, which has been horrible, and they can't muster any offense. And so this is a good opportunity for both these running backs. I would go Gibson for that reason. Okay, and then this basically answers Irina Worthy, her question, which is just says Ramondre Stevenson. Play Antonio Gibson. I mean, I don't know if she's asking if you got to pick one of those.
This is an impossible question, honestly. because again, Jared Mayo didn't say like we're benching Ramon. He didn't say that. He said we're not benching Ramondre Stevenson. He said we're just starting Antonio Gibson. Like Ramondre Stevenson will still play. So does that just mean like Antonio Gibson is going to play the first series to like teach Ramondre a lesson? Because you know, a 26-year-old man in the NFL who's fumbled 4 times doesn't realize that he's fumbled 4 times and needs to be taught a lesson, right? Because that's like, sorry, I didn't realize fumbling was bad, but now I get it. Like, come on, this guy knows fumbling is bad. He's not trying to fumble, but whatever. Coaches got to do their ego thing, I guess, or whatever it is. Send that message. But what if Ramondre plays the rest of the, like, what if Ramondre's a starter after that? They're like, okay, you learned your lesson, get back out there. And then you're like, oh, why did I play Antonio Gibson? Why didn't I play Ramondre? Like, or what if he's going to teach him a lesson the whole game? I don't know. I probably still go Ramondre if it's me, but impossible. Like, really tough question here.
Yeah, I think part of for me, the question here is, how does Antonio Gibson do in the starting role? I always say this. There's certain players that do better when they're in a kind of a secondary role, right? With fewer touches, fewer pressure, less pressure, less, you know what I mean? They're in there and the defense isn't accounting for them. So yeah, I think I'd go Ramondre too, to be honest.
The irony here would be like first play, Antonio Gibson fumbles.
Would that be shocking? There was a stat, right? I'm sure you saw this, that the only player with fewer attempts per game per fumble than Ramondre Stevenson was Antonio Gibson or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't fumbled yet this year, I don't think, but he's had fumbling issues in the past, so it's not like he's Mr. Sure Hands over here.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, Livewire got a question. After some trades, Purdy Kyler. We
talked about this one. If you want to go Purdy, go for it. I like Purdy this week. I think I would still go Kyler, but it's close here. So if you want to go Purdy, go for it.
Yeah. McBride's out. I might go Purdy. Mason, JK, Mondre, CMC, Dowdle. Okay, asking about trades to upgrade here. Well, you got Mooney. I mean, you're good. You got Mooney and London. I really hope you played at least one of them. Probably didn't play Mooney, but you must.
Yeah, I'm guessing you played London. Probably not Mooney because you got DK Metcalf and Olave. So I'm guessing you didn't play Mooney.
Yeah.
What can you do? But you got 33 from London or whatever it was, so you're all right. I don't really. I mean, I like Mooney, but Kirk Cousins isn't going to throw for 500 yards ever again this year, probably. This might not be a bad time to sell high on Mooney after this week, because Mooney's been. It's not just this week. I mean, sure, he went off this week, but Mooney's been pretty good all year. This might be a good time to go to like a desperate. And look, if Ramondre has a nice game, maybe he doesn't. Right? Like maybe Gibson just plays the first series and then Ramondre's the guy and he has a good game. Maybe you could package Mooney and Mondre and get like a stud running back, like a Bijan. Maybe a Breece if he has another bad game.
I think that's a wonderful idea. Bijan is now, I think, officially in a buy low state because people are disappointed. Yeah, you do. I think you do need an upgrade. Obviously, JK is just on buy, but still. You could do better. You're deep at receiver. Wonderful idea. Sell high on Darnell Mooney. Sell high on anybody if it's high enough. It's not a guy you need. And then the MC, Beauty and the Beast. All right. Reed and Kraft for Aaron Jones.
I think this comes down completely to team need. Like this feels like a very fair trade. Because Kraft to me is just kind of like a throw in. Like, okay, you could start Kraft every week, but I don't think we're going to look back and be like, wow, Kraft was, a tight end monster this year. He'll be fine. So really, to me, this is more like Reed for Aaron Jones, which I think is very fair. And I think it really comes down to what do you need? If you're really deep and strong at running back and you need wide receiver help, take Reed. But like if Aaron Jones is your RB2 and now your RB2 is going to be like Chase Brown, Rico Dowdle, guys like that, then probably you should keep Aaron Jones.
Right. Reed Jones feels fair. I think I'd say I might prefer the Reed Kraft side in a vacuum, but of course, that's not how it goes. It depends on your team. Andy needs help. Start 3. Allen, JSN, Pickens, Debo. Who sits?
Allen's going to sit here. Keenan Allen. I don't know what. Yeah, what's the ceiling? What's the upside for Keenan Allen right now? I mean, I know JSN doesn't have the biggest ceiling, but at least he's getting targets. I think Keenan sits.
Yeah, Keenan can definitely sit here. Look, I know JSN's disappointed, but let's trust the matchup. Ivan Garcia, thoughts in a half PPR league. Okay, got Richardson. You might want to go. Let me see. Who do you have at quarterback?
Fields.
Fields.
Wait, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is on the waivers.
Kyler Murray.
I mean, I think you got to pick. I think you got to pick up Kyler Murray.
Yeah. I was like, you can start Fields, maybe pick up Flacco, but if Kyler Murray's out there, okay, pick up Kyler Murray and start him. Okay, Henry and Cook, Olave, Evans, McBride. Okay, you might need to start a different tight end. You have all of the Colts' entire offense. It appears.
Yeah, I'm not putting Sermon in over Pittman. Pittman with Flacco makes me feel very good. Even in half PPR, I prefer Pittman to Sermon. I'd probably prefer Higgins to Sermon, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'd definitely prefer Wicks to Sermon. Honestly, I'd probably prefer Ford to Sermon, to be honest. But let's go Pittman. Let's go Pittman over Sermon. And then, let's grab Murray and start Murray.
Yeah. And then you might need to get a tight end if McBride doesn't go. So be prepared to drop. I
don't even know who you would drop here. Richardson?
Because you got to drop Fields to get Murray. You could drop Richardson, but if you're a Colts fan, I don't know. I guess you could drop Ford, but
I think I would drop Sermon before I would drop Ford.
Oh yeah, Sermon. Yeah, if you're not starting Sermon, just drop Sermon.
Yeah.
Painful as it may be. All right. What is up, Joe Castles? Would you put Flacco ahead of Darnold?
I don't think so. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Flacco had a bigger game, but still, I mean, Darnold's been so good. I know it's the Jets, but still, he's been so good. I think I would still roll with Darnold here.
Again, maybe I am too low on Darnold. I don't know. But again, I'm like, okay, it's the Jets. It's a really tough matchup. I really am big on, the Colts passing offense this week. Because remember, it's not just Joe Flacco's in there, but remember, Jonathan Taylor's out. They're going to pass the ball a lot. It's the Jags. I don't know. I might go Flacco, but this is really close. Can we still start Stevenson? I mean, you can.
You can if he's your best option. I think he's still startable. He's going to get touches still. It's not like he's going to not play.
Right. Okay. Let's get to Will Davies, the rare 11-team league. Still not sure how that works. McLaurin or BTJ?
Yeah, I still got to go Terry here. I don't have a compelling reason to bench Terry. It's not like the Browns secondary has been great this year. Jaden Daniels looking phenomenal. Terry looking great the last 2 games. I really don't have a compelling reason to bench him. Even though this is my third time. My third time saying no to Brian Thomas, which I do not like, but you guys have better options. So
yeah, Terry is a really good start. You just go with Terry. I think you're fine. All right, there you go. This is see, some people did start Darnell Mooney, Tony Thomas. I do remember this. We were like you're just going to have to lock in your flex on Thursday, but we said to play Mooney. I don't remember what your other options were, but I think it turned out pretty good for you.
Yeah, the only one I was thinking about, I think we had some Mooney, Tyreek Hill questions, and I don't remember if we said Mooney or Hill. I really hope we said Mooney.
I'm just going to assume we said Mooney. Trone Force with Barkley and Monty on bye needs 2 running backs. Braylon Allen, Madison Mostert, Emmanuel Wilson, Trey Sermon.
I think I'm going Madison and Sermon. This might be one of the few times I say yes to Sermon. Can't start. I mean, we can barely start Achane. How are we going to start Mostert? Braylon Allen, okay, fine, but Not a good matchup for the Jets running backs this week. Emmanuel Wilson, whatever. Sermon and Madison, they look like the starters.
Yeah, Sermon and Madison is exactly what I was thinking. The only other consideration would be Braylon Allen, but let's go with the guys getting more touches. Abimanu, welcome back as always. 12-team PPR needs an RB2, wide receiver 3, and a flex. Let's see. Sorry, Sir Boomer. I think we can cross Damian Pierce off that list. Okay, what do you think?
I mean, Sermon for sure. Oh, man. I guess Justice Hill, he's kind of involved. Oh, wait, he only needs an RB2. Okay, Sermon.
Yeah,
I thought he needed 2 running backs.
He did the parentheses, which is thank you for that. I think we just need one of those running backs. I think it's got to be Sermon. And then one of those receivers, Flowers. And then now we need to flex between any of them.
I guess Addison. I do like Whittington, but he's very risky. Let's just go with Addison.
Yeah, I think Addison at least still has touchdown upside. Not a great matchup, of course, but you can't start Waddle. I'm not going to put Whittington over Addison. So there you go. Right. So it's Sermon, Flowers, Addison. And you already got the king, so you're good. Trone also wants to know, well, Njoku is questionable. Okay, so
I'm dropping Raheem Mostert. Again, we can't, like, if Tua is back in week 8, that's week 5, week 6, week 7. And I think one of those weeks they have the bye, so you're not starting them anyways. That's 3 weeks you're not even starting Raheem Mostert. I'm dropping Mostert.
I mean, you can drop either one. But yes, for now you can drop Mostert. All right, Dominic.
I'll say at least Emmanuel Wilson, like, heaven forbid, knock on wood. If something happened to Josh Jacobs this weekend, you're going to kicking yourself that you dropped Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah, if Jacobs comes up with a high ankle sprain, Emmanuel Wilson becomes the hottest pickup of the week. So yeah.
I don't think there's anything that could happen in Miami other than them miraculously saying Tua's coming in the second half that could make me want to pick up Raheem Mostert right now.
Exactly. Dominic, here's going to be your very favorite question. 2 out of 3 of these exact players. So Wicks, Brian Thomas Jr., Terry McLaurin. Here's your chance to say no to someone. Someone has to sit.
Well, I said no to Brian Thomas Jr. 3 times. I can't say no to him a 4th. I'm sitting Wicks. I mean, this is one of those where, like, yeah, it's not a decision I want to have to make. But okay, fine, I'll sit Wicks here because I've said yes to Wicks a lot, and I've yet to say Wicks yes to Brian Thomas, and I really like Brian Thomas this week. But a lot of teams, like, hasn't every question with Brian Thomas also had Terry McLaurin so far? Like, how did all these Brian Thomas teams come about? I wonder.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Isn't it some weeks it seems like everyone has the exact same combination of like 2 or 3 players. But I know you agree. You still feel like Terry's is definitely the one you need to start here, yes. Right? Terry's like a little bit above these guys. Okay, so Terry, and then it's like. And of course, Ingram might not play. It's a great matchup for Thomas. I don't know. And again, I feel like I say no to Brian Thomas more than I should. But I might go Wicks. I don't want to miss out. It's the Rams defense. That's the thing. It's the matchup. It's not just, Wicks is the new number 2, whatever. It's the matchup. Of course, they both have good matchups. So
I was going to say, it's the Colts.
Flip a coin.
They just gave up 113 yards to George Pickens.
I know. Well, this is really tough here. Flip a coin. Gerald Alvarado needs a win.
I'm going Geno here. I'm going Geno here, like, with almost no question. Look, I started Baker with no question over Mahomes on Thursday night, like not even batting an eye. And I also have in our best ball league, where my 2 quarterbacks are Mahomes and Geno. I think Geno has been in my starting lineup every week. Now, if you don't know how best ball works, basically the computer automatically puts your highest score in your lineup. So whoever scores the most between Geno and Mahomes goes in your lineup. I think Geno's been my starting quarterback. Maybe 1 week it was Mahomes, but every other week it's been Geno. I'm going Geno. I
mean, he's coming off a monster week last week, like 400 yards, of course, because they had to pass. Yeah, Mahomes is not a good spot, right? The Saints defense is pretty good, pass defense. Who's he throwing to?
Yeah, I don't think Worthy's ready to be a number one yet.
No. Yeah, it's the Giants with no firepower whatsoever. Just go Geno this week. All right, JPC, 1, 2, 3. Higher floor between Keenan Allen, Tank Dell, or Antonio Gibson?
None.
It's a trick question.
Yeah. D, none of the above. I guess Gibson, because he's technically the starter for the Patriots and he's a running back, so he'll probably get more touches. I mean, what's Keenan Allen's floor? What's Tank Dell's floor? Very low. Gibson. I guess Gibson. But I'm not. But look, I'm not starting Gibson over. I don't think I'm starting Gibson over these guys. But if you want the floor, it's Gibson.
This one is tough. I mean, yeah, I think the highest floor is Gibson.
Right.
But I don't know that I would start him over these guys either. I think I might go Tank.
Yeah, I would go Tank because I want the highest upside. But if you, I don't know, maybe JPC started Cousins, London, and Mooney, and he's like, I just don't want a zero. I just don't want a zero. All right, go Gibson. He won't.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, why are you asking this? You probably had like Mike Evans and Drake London and your receivers or something? I don't know, but
yeah.
All right. Abumanu also wants to know: will Laporte buy? Got Ingram. If Ingram doesn't go, who are you going?
Well, Ingram probably not going. If Ingram goes, sure, but probably not going. Gesicki, no. One week wonder for Gesicki. Bant, I mean, against the Giants, are they really going to need him? I'd probably just go Strange. I know, like, he didn't have the biggest game last week, but it's a good matchup. They use the tight end. I'll just go Strange.
Yeah, out of these choices, just go Strange because you have that one-to-one replacement there. It's a good matchup, so definitely Strange here. Marcos Cardozo is back. He does not have JT or Neighbors, so are we going with Leggett or Tyrone Tracy?
It's going to be that kind of week, huh? Going to be that kind of week. I mean, how is this Giants backfield really going to, like, is Tyrone Tracy about to be a workhorse running back here?
I don't think so. I just go with the receiver.
Yeah, even though it's not a good spot for Leggett this week, but I mean, still, Dalton's been playing well. He's got touchdown upside. I guess Leggett.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Bronson Mendez traded Ingram and Deontay for Kincaid and BTJ. Interesting.
I mean, I prefer the Deontay Ingram side here just because I like Brian Thomas Jr. certainly has potential, but we've seen Deontay Johnson's potential the last 2 weeks. It's massive. It's already there. You know what I mean? Like there's no like, can Deontay Johnson get to that point this year? He's already done it twice in a row with Andy Dalton. So like, why take on the risk of Brian Thomas? Even though I do like Brian Thomas, but why take on the risk when you already have Deontay Johnson? At the same time, I don't mind getting Kincaid or Brian Thomas Jr. either. I don't think it's like a terrible trade. When I have a guy like Deontay Johnson, I'm not trading him away to take on risk. Is what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of prefer that first side as well. I know it's frustrating that Ingram's continuing to miss time. So this week, I guess you would prefer the Kincaid, Brian Thomas side, but I think long term, I prefer the Deontay side. So, all right, now this prompted me to look it up. Will Davies wanting to know about
inside info.
Definitely no inside information, but actually, this is encouraging. I just looked it up, and this, of course, must be accurate because it's from an account on Twitter called the Arizona Cardinals Insiders. But what Trey McBride said, I'm feeling ready to go yesterday, and there's some suspicion that maybe it's just soreness. I don't know. You think he's playing or not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing that too. I'm looking at that too. Yeah, probably. but I feel like players say this a lot. I don't know.
And then my trusted Twitter doctor that I follow saying late week additions to the injury report usually are a high risk of missing the game, and you always say this all the time. That's kind of a red flag. So
yeah, it's definitely a red flag when because the Cardinals don't play Monday night, do they?
No,
they're not the Monday night game, are they?
No, they're an afternoon game against the Niners.
Yeah, so it's definitely worrisome when it's literally the day before the game because they didn't even practice today. That just means he came into the facilities with sore ribs. Like, why are your ribs sore? I don't know. Maybe he slept wrong. Maybe he slept with, like, you ever done that where like your arm is under your body, but then usually your arm's just asleep. But I don't know. Maybe because he's so big it cracked a rib. I don't know.
He slept on his helmet.
I'm really reaching here.
Look, we don't have any inside information. I think that much is clear. Let's just say this. You need to make backup plan. I know you might not want to drop somebody to get a backup tight end, but you don't want to be scrambling at 2:59 p.m. Like, oh, I need a tight end, and then it might be too late to drop somebody. So I think you definitely need to roll with a plan B for now. And if McBride plays, great, you play him.
Yep.
All right, LEJ end. Pittman, Robinson, Wicks, Kirk.
Yeah, Pittman is one of these guys I don't have a reason to bench him this week. I just don't. Flacco's playing. He was great last week. Even the first 3 weeks when he wasn't putting up fantasy points, his usage was absolutely elite. Now, it wasn't elite in terms of targets because the Colts were throwing at the fourth lowest rate in the entire league. But as far as target share and first read percentage, it was absolutely elite. He's the clear wide receiver one here, like by a mile. He's got Flacco now. I just can't. I know you want to play Wicks. I can't bench Pittman personally.
No. Flacco in. JT is out. You got to start Pittman. All right. And then we have Ramel Caldwell. What is up?
Oh.
Deciding between Kyler Murray and Trevor Lawrence. This is a different one.
I know. I just said Trevor Lawrence is in line for a big game, but at the same time, it's still Trevor Lawrence. I still got to go Kyler here.
Yeah, I'm definitely not getting sucked in by Trevor Lawrence. I'll go Kyler Murray here. He should still be good. Now, again, I really hope McBride plays, but no, I'll just go Kyler. The Joker is still debating on Johnson or Wicks for the second flex. I think we're still saying Johnson.
Yeah, again, I don't really have a compelling reason to sit Deontay Johnson. I know it's the Bears, Jalen Johnson, but I mean, they move him around. They get him in the slot, and they target him relentlessly. In fact, I saw that clip from the in-game last week where Deontay Johnson or Andy Dalton and Deontay Johnson were on the sideline, and Andy Dalton literally was like, I'm going to keep looking for you. I'm going to keep coming to you. I'm going to keep coming to you. Like, it's just like a magnet of targets going Deontay Johnson's way. I don't have a compelling reason to sit him.
This is exactly why we talked ad nauseum about Deontay Johnson during the draft season. Like, this is a great value pick. It's finally happening. All we needed was Bryce Young to sit.
Right.
All right, let's do this. Mark Allen, no, you don't need to donate blood to get your question answered. You just need to make a funny comment. So here we go. Was offered Garrett Wilson and Kyle Pitts for Trey McBride. Already has Brock Bowers.
You got to take the Wilson Pitts side. Even if you're never going to play Pitts, you got just to get Garrett Wilson. I mean, how good has Trey McBride been?
Yeah. And now he's not probably playing again. And you already have Brock Bowers. You don't need Trey McBride.
Yeah, you got it. You have to take this. You got to take Garrett Wilson.
All right, let's do a couple of these non-super chats real quick. Let's do a little lightning round before we take a mini break. Let's do Tim Vorwind. Trey Tucker or Tutu Atwell. This is where we're at.
This is actually tough. Tutu Atwell's had a couple nice games with Kupp and Puka out, but I still think Tucker has more upside. I'm going to go Tucker.
Yeah, Tutu Atwell is playable. He's on the flex radar, but Tucker, the number 2 guy here. So, yeah. What about Kobe Brown? Sermon, Kareem Hunt, Garrett Wilson, start 2.
Well, I think one of these guys does not belong in this list, and that is Garrett Wilson. This is very disrespectful to G. Will. Even though he's been bad this year, it's disrespectful. And then, you know what? I guess I'm going to go Hunt. I mean, he's in that. I mean, I know we say he's in that Chiefs offense. It may not be as good, but again, Sermon might just be a trap. I might go Hunt here. Hunt and Wilson.
Yes. Yeah, Wilson for sure. And then I'd go Hunt over Sermon. All right, what about 3 up, 3 down? Pick one between Geno, Deshaun, or Trevor.
It's still Geno for me. I know I like Trevor, but again, he's very risky, and I'm not starting Deshaun Watson. Get out of here. Get out of here, Deshaun Watson. Geno.
Get that junk out of here. Yes, agreed.
Like, would anybody miss him if he like retired? Would anybody even miss Deshaun Watson?
Nope. I look forward to the Jameis Winston era starting in Cleveland. Hopefully that happens. All right, one more big money, Mike. JSN, Addison, Tyreek Hill.
So sad. So sad. I think go Addison and hope for the touchdown. JSN is fine. I mean, JSN might like be safer than Addison this week, but what's the upside for JSN? I just go Addison.
Yeah, I sadly can't start Tyreek here, and Addison has been better, so go Addison this week. All right, not really a break, but I do want to pause to let everybody who maybe wasn't here at the very top of the stream know that you still have time to get this free pick if you're new to Underdog. Dak Prescott getting 1 yard. That's it. That's it. It's a free pick. Just go higher there. You get this if you're new to Underdog. You sign up right now. Just make sure when you sign up, you use code ENDGAME because that gets you your freebie. Plus, don't forget, it's Boosttober, which means you get profit boost tokens pretty much every single day. Is that right? Every single day of the entire month, they're going to give a token away?
Wow. Yes, and I think right now, actually, they might have one. It looks like a touchdown boost. I'm looking at the app. So you get a 10% profit boost on touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
And they have certain guys. So they have like Jordan Mason, Kyron Williams, and they have different odds on them for getting the not Jaden Reed. Not wow. All right, this is cool. This is actually cool. Check it out. This is really cool. Actually, I'm looking right now.
Yeah, I need to put in some picks for tomorrow. You can also put in picks for today. College football. I mean, every game. Just go down the list. I mean, my only problem, honestly, the only problem now I have with Underdog is there's too much. There's too many choices. Too many things that I can pick, but it's okay. You can just collapse the menus. It's not that big a problem. But you get every college game there, all the NFL games, of course. Hey, baseball, the playoffs. You can put some picks for the MLB playoffs. The profit boosts, those tokens, like I already mentioned, are out there. And they do all sorts of offers that just come out of nowhere. Okay, the other day, remember we did got that VIP offer, the bonus. I just yesterday opened the app, got my bonus cash back just for making picks. They're like, here you go, here's your money. So anyways, all of that is to say that you should definitely make an account on Underdog if you haven't already. Just check it all out. Make sure you use code ENDGAME though when you sign up, because it gets you all of that plus that deposit match up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So again, you're starting out with house money anyways. All right, let's continue with the questions here. And the next super chat is B Ruckus. What is up? All right, are we going Jacobs or Wandale?
I still got to go Jacobs here. I mean, Wandale feels like a trap this week. Jacobs in a good spot this week. Let's go Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs is very solid flex. Now, are you ready to drop Mark Andrews for Tucker Kraft?
No, because, I mean, look what we just saw with Kyle Pitts. What if Mark Andrews goes out there this week and has like 7 catches for 80, 90 yards and you just dropped him? Like, I don't want to drop Mark Andrews. I'm okay not starting Mark Andrews this week, but I don't want to drop him.
Well, my question is, are you starting Mark Andrews? Like, do you have another tight end? This is your backup? I don't think I want to start Mark Andrews right now.
Definitely don't want to start him.
If you need a tight end for this week, I would just take Kraft. But, yeah. Willie Bones. Would you sit Achane for Kareem Hunt?
I don't think I can go this far. Achane still has that big playability. I think I'm still starting Achane.
Yeah, I mean, Hunt is, of course, an option. He's startable, but he also doesn't have huge upside. It's not like he's going to get every touch there. I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I hate that's a question. All right, Abamanu with another one. Darnold, Dalton, or Flacco?
I'm still going Darnold. Dalton not in a good spot this week, so I'll just go Darnold still.
Yeah, I'm putting Dalton last year. To me, this is the same question we had earlier. I'm giving the edge to Flacco. Darnold, Flacco. Take your pick. Tyler C. 10-team half PPR. All right, so we need 2. Downs, Shaheed, Flowers.
Downs and Flowers. Although I do like Shaheed this week, but I think Downs and Flowers are a tier above.
Agree. And then start 1 between Trey Sermon, Tyrone Tracy, Rico Dowdle, Braylon Allen, or Kareem Hunt.
I think I'm going to go Kareem Hunt. Man, Kareem Hunt, I guess.
Yeah, not ready to start Tracy, not falling for Dowdle against the Steelers' run defense. No thanks. No. Sermon. It's Sermon or Hunt. I think Hunt is the safer pick. If you like Trey Sermon, it's okay to go with Trey Sermon. But John, pick 3 receivers: Olave, Diggs, Flowers, Metcalf, Wicks. Huh.
I think you got to start Olave, Diggs, and Metcalf is my choice. I really have, again, Olave and Metcalf are just guys I really have to have compelling reasons to bench them, and I don't have that reason this week. And again, I think they're going to really try to get a big game for Diggs. So I'm going to go Olave, Diggs, and Metcalf.
Yeah, this is definitely a case where you don't have to start Wicks, or you should not start Wicks. Metcalf, Diggs, Olave. Jay Hayes, gents. All right, bench 1. All right, this is probably a case where you don't want to bench Wicks, BTJ, Ford, or Achane.
Yeah, it's between Achane and Ford. Because it is a good spot for Ford this week. But, I mean, what's the ceiling for Ford? But what's the ceiling for Achane these days?
Dude,
I don't know. I might bench Achane here because I feel good enough about Ford, especially in the passing game. Like, I feel like his floor is... Like, I feel like Ford is going to get you double-digit points almost for sure. So I might just go Ford. Achane might be the one I bench, sadly.
I think they're, from a statistical fantasy standpoint, they're almost like the same guy now. Achane and Ford. You're just hoping that they catch a few passes and get you maybe a touchdown. I think with the matchup this week, I think you're just going to go Ford because of that defense he's facing. All right, Zach Mudd, 10-team half PPR. Neighbors out, needs a receiver. Pittman, Thomas, Moore.
Again, I would love to just say yes to all these Brian Thomas questions, but you guys have other really good options. Like, I just don't have a reason to bench Pittman. I'm playing Pittman.
Yeah, Pittman is a strong start. Still go Pittman here. All right, and then welcome back, Silicon Valley Athletics. Hey, good morning. Trey Sermon or Jerome Ford?
Ford, definitely Ford. I feel good about his usage. It's a good matchup against the Commanders. He catches passes. Give me Ford.
Yep, Ford it is. Also for QB, Flacco, Dalton, or maybe someone on waivers. Probably not if those are your choices.
Yeah, let's just go Flacco here. Not a good matchup for Dalton this week. Let's gamble on Flacco.
Yes, Flacco it is. Samuel Piazza also wondering which tight end to stream here if McBride is out. Parkinson, Ertz, Jennings, or Strange? Which Jennings?
Yeah. Who's Jennings? Juwan Jennings?
He's not a tight end.
I mean, Ertz is a guy that you know will get you some points. But I'd probably still go Strange. Actually, let me look. Because I haven't really looked too much into Parkinson this week. Let me see how he looks. Packers not very good against tight ends. But also Parkinson not very good.
Right. Yeah, that's the issue.
I don't know. I'd probably go Strange.
Yeah, I'm just probably going to go Strange as well. He's at least been involved. Good matchup. Because it sounds like Ingram's out. All right, AD, quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receivers, and a flex. Got Kyler or Dak.
Let's just go Dak here. I like Dak this week. Let's go Dak.
Yeah, Dak's fine. Mondre, K9, Etienne, Sermon. So 2 of those.
You got to play Walker. And I think I go Etienne next with Mondre potentially losing touches to Gibson. Let's go Walker, Etienne.
All right, then 2 receivers. Of course, Jettis is 1. Deontay Wicks, Pittman, and Worthy. We need another receiver and a flex.
I'm going to go. It's even in half, but still, your only choices for half PPR is Ramondre or Sermon. Nah, let's go Jefferson, Deontay, and again, I'm going Pittman. I know it's not fun having Wicks on your bench, but I don't have a reason to bench those guys.
Yeah, I think you got to keep Deontay in there. You got to keep Pittman in there. So tempting to play Wicks, tempting to play Worthy, but you don't have to. So that's a good thing. Rough times, indeed. Bye week, injury, and trade rumor hell. All right, that's a new one. Oh man, needs a kicker and a defense, so we got to drop somebody. Okay, Mayfield hurts. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so who do we drop? You have to drop 2 of these guys. I hope not. We got a lot of running backs.
I mean, I'm going to say the guys I'm going to drop are going to be Chubb and Brooks. Chubb not playing this week, not activated, might not even get activated next week. Brooks still on IR. I doubt anybody's running out to pick these guys up next week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drop Brooks and Chubb. They're not playing right now. You already played Mayfield because it hurts on bye, and you need Kraft. So and you can't drop any of those wide receivers.
You don't even have wide receivers to drop. I mean, barely starting to this week, so it's going to have to be running backs. Drop the guys who have not played yet. There you go. All right, Juan Pablo Sagas, Wandale, or Terry McLaurin.
Terry. Just do I have to put Wandale Robinson on tomorrow's thumb? Are people this high on Wandale Robinson just because Neighbors is out?
Yes, they are. Yes.
No.
Well,
Terry.
Some people are. It's got to be Terry here. Big Luscious is in the conversation now. Traded Chase Brown and Godwin for Devontae Adams and then flipped him for Tyreek Hill.
Hey, I mean, in the end, you got Tyreek Hill, so I got to think this is an upgrade.
That's interesting. Someone took Devontae Adams for Tyreek Hill straight up. That's interesting. I like it. I mean, obviously hard to give up Godwin, but basically you turned Godwin into Tyreek Hill. I'm fine with that. I really think it'll turn out good for you in the end. Remember, Tua is not out for the entire season, hopefully. Benny Reckett, Keon Coleman, or Xavier Worthy?
I think I'm going to go with Coleman, honestly. With Shakir out, more targets potentially going his way. I don't know. I don't think Coleman that's obviously ready to be a number 1 yet, but he might not have to be a number 1 because they do have Kincaid, they do have Curtis Samuel, Xavier Worthy. I don't know. It's like big play or nothing. I think I'm gonna go Coleman this week.
Yeah, this is one I'm gonna differ. I would just take a chance on Worthy. I mean, both these guys basically you're hoping for either a touchdown or a big play, right? I kind of feel better about Worthy's chances because they're gonna have to go to him. Almost the same type of guy, but I would take a chance on Worthy. This is really a tough call though, because both these guys just basically need a touchdown. All right, Jim Slim starting Purdy, Mason, Henry, Jettis, BTJ, flexing Downs, Brock. Okay, there's his bench. Anything to change here? Got Addison, Ferguson, T, Moss, Sermon on the bench. Good players, but you got to start Mason and Henry. You got to start Jettis.
Are we going Ferguson over Brock?
That's a tough call. Ferguson is. I mean, look, he's probably not going to get a big uptick in targets or anything. We know Brandon Cooks is out. I think Ferguson still plays the same role. He's a very solid, high floor tight end, if there is such a thing.
And he's always got touchdown upside in that Dallas offense. I think I'm going Ferguson over Brock, but I think everything else is fine.
Yeah, I like Downs there. Yeah, I'm fine sitting T. Higgins. I think you're good. Jim Slim. Okay, next super chat goes to, how do we say this? Azathoth? All right. Dak or Darnold?
I'm going Dak. Better matchup for him. And then I'm going Judy. Good matchup for Judy this week. Again, Worthy, maybe he'll hit on that big play, but if he doesn't, you might get nothing. So I'm going to go Judy.
I do like Judy this week, sort of, which is still odd to say, but right. I think I'm going to go Judy. He's technically the leading receiver for Cleveland, but also going against Washington. I think you got to take advantage of this matchup. So let's go Judy along with Dak. All right, Derek Shoemake is not sure what this says. Okay, Derek will look for a question. Oh, I think I see it. All right, Derek, Garrett Wilson or Ayuk?
Let's go Wilson this week. Feels like a good bounce back spot for Garrett. I'm going to go Wilson.
Yeah, I do like Wilson to bounce back. I know people are saying that Minnesota defense is legit. It is for real. But look at the statistics. They're actually one of the worst as far as giving up points to wide receivers. Not just because some teams have had to come back from behind. They just don't have shutdown corners. So there is some room for Wilson to operate here. So I'm going to go Wilson for sure. What is up? Yo, Bogdan. How you been?
What's up?
Chase Brown or Trey Sermon?
Because it's not a good spot for the Bengals running backs. And I saw some stat that like the Bengals against the Ravens, they go more pass heavy than ever because again, it's hard to attack the Browns on the ground. But Chase Brown has that home run potential. I don't know. I feel like if it's me, I'm going Chase Brown here, but this one's actually close.
And you're really, really hitting on Trey Sermon this week, huh?
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about Trey Sermon, but like this guy is nothing special as a runner, and yeah, we'll see.
That hurts. It hurts when you say hurtful words. Well, I know he's not getting all of the touches, but he's going to get most of them. And I obviously know he's not Jonathan Taylor, but I don't know. I would take a chance on Sermon and see what he does here. But this is also obviously a really close call. So this comes down to how you feel that Indy game is going to go. This is Hero Witho. Ayuk or Tyreek?
Can't start Tyreek right now unless you're desperate. Got to go Ayuk.
Right. I don't feel like I have to start Ayuk, but I definitely know I don't have to start Tyreek unless something drastic changes. So, yeah, got to go Ayuk. Raghav Ravuri, hello. Welcome back. And let's see. Injuries and buys have been brutal. Ramondre, Sermon, Gibson, or Madison, two of these guys.
I think I still go Ramondre here, and then I think I will go Sermon over Madison. So I think the first two, but it's gonna be so tough with Ramondre and Gibson trying to figure out how this is gonna work. But
yeah, I thought you might go Madison here. Not that he's super exciting, but at least he's getting the touches. I might just avoid the headache of New England and just say, look, just go Madison and Sermon, and then at least you know you got the starter. But it's tough because those Patriots running backs are in a great matchup against the Dolphins defense. But it's like, who do you pick?
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm okay with Sermon and Madison. I just feel like Ramondre head and shoulders better than those guys. So, but I'm okay if you want to go with Sermon and Madison too.
Well, if it weren't for the whole fumbling drama, it would easily be Ramondre number one. Yeah, I'll just say that. Yeah, I would go Ramondre Sermon, but now, do we really know how? We don't. Okay, look, we don't.
No.
We don't know how the New England back. So I might just like forget.
I mean, we don't know how the Colts backfield is going to play out.
No, that's true. He said committee. It's going to be a committee. I feel like that's like, okay, we're not going to only give Sermon the ball, which makes sense. But I think with Flacco in there, we know Anthony Richardson isn't going to vulture touchdowns and run the ball. They're going to have to establish the run with Sermon. So anyways, I would go Sermon Madison, but this is a tough call. All right, we got Kale Smalley. Shaheed or Jason?
I'm just going to go Shaheed. I think he's got more upside right now. I like the way, last week, 11 targets, 8 catches. It wasn't just, boom, bust, run deep and hope we hit. It was actually like involved in the offense. So let's go Shaheed.
Let's go Shaheed here too. Target share matters. He's getting it. Not only this is the cutest avatar we've seen, but we had a lot of comments. This is not the first one, Chris. You had a lot of comments about the hair. Usually I get the hair comments, but everyone's very impressed.
The irony is this is not a style. This is no style. This is me just being like, whatever. Like, I don't like, there's just no product in my hair, no nothing in my hair. This is just my hair. It's not even a style. It's just my hair. Maybe I should just go with it. Maybe I should just go with this from now on.
Hey, we got some comment. I'm not going to put him. Oh, look, here's another one. Here's another look.
All right. Okay. Maybe I'll just. Hey, that's fine with me. Like, I hate having to put the stuff in my hair all the time. I'd rather just have it like, and except for when it gets long and then it's annoying. Like it starts getting in my eyes and it's like, I have to I'm doing this all day. Then it gets too annoying.
I know. I hate that. Had the word dapper earlier. Someone said that.
Dapper.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Now you know. All right. Back to the questions you made.
Thinking I'm going to be answering football questions instead of talking about my hair. You never know. Never know where these streams will go.
You never know. All right. Cooper, Worthy, Ford, receiver, and a flex.
Cooper and Ford. I mean, look, Worthy is by no means safer than Cooper. And Cooper in a much better spot this week. And if I'm going to, Cooper and Ford.
Yeah, I think because it's a half PPR, give the edge to the Ford. Worthy is still, again, boom bust. Ford's getting you points at least. All right, Pedro Navarez. Welcome back, Pedro. In a 10-team PPR flexing. Stevenson, Moss, Akers.
Can't do Akers. I don't know. I'm probably still going Stevenson in a better matchup. We saw last week Chase Brown get involved. It's not a good matchup for Moss. Let's just hope Stevenson gets enough touches. Let's go Stevenson. And then is he asking for his wide receiver 2 between Wandale and Kirk? If so, I'm going Kirk. That's what he means there.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's a separate question at the wide receiver. You got to go Kirk over Wandale. So Kirk for sure. Yeah, not Akers, Moss or Stevenson. Go Stevenson. All right, let's get to Mike Sorrento. 12-team PPR needs to sit one of these guys. Wilson, Higgins, BTJ, Wicks.
It's between Brian Thomas and Wicks. I'm going to sit Wicks. But, yeah. I don't know. Can I sit? I don't think I could sit Higgins.
I was going to say, am I allowed to say Higgins?
I mean, you're allowed to say whoever you want, but I don't think I could sit Higgins personally.
I mean, he did do something last week. It's not a bad matchup. I'm definitely starting Wilson. And then it comes down to this BTJ Wicks. I know. I know. I can't start. Can't sit Higgins here. I'll probably sit Thomas Jr. All right, Chris KD. Still waiting for that kicker defense only league. Keep holding your breath.
Keep waiting.
Flex one here. Sutton, Tank, Whittington, Wandale. Just one.
I think I go Sutton, actually. I think Sutton's the one I feel best about. And not just because he scored last week, but he gets a much better matchup this week against the Raiders, potentially without Max Crosby. The usage is there for Sutton. So maybe this week, potentially without Max Crosby, Bo Nix can throw some accurate passes. I'm going to go Sutton.
Yeah, I think Sutton is your best bet for sure here. Now, if Kittle is out, who we're going to tight end? Schultz, Njoku, if Njoku plays, or Ertz.
Well, Njoku would be my next choice, but if he also doesn't play, then Ertz.
Yeah, I think Njoku is definitely your best choice. Now, if both those guys are out, which is very possible, at least Ertz gets you points. And Schultz just straight up unusable, unrosterable, really. All right, next one is Marinda Nicely. All right, Marinda wants to know between Rico or Justice Hill if need to pivot from B-Rob.
I think, honestly, I'm just going to go Justice Hill. It's not a good spot for Rico Dowdle this week. Hill gets involved. Even last week when they were like crushing, he still got involved. I'll go Justice Hill.
Yeah, it's pretty much the worst time to take a chance on a Cowboys running back against Pittsburgh. So I guess just go Hill and really hope that Brian Robinson plays. Look, honestly, if Brian Robinson doesn't play, you might be better off with Jeremy McNichols than these guys.
True.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst. All right, Kelsey Curtis, Andrews, Conklin, or Parkinson.
Who's Conklin have this week?
Vikings.
That's actually a pretty good matchup. I might go Conklin.
Yeah, I don't know. Colby Parkinson continues to be very uninspiring for me, regardless of matchup. I just can't get behind him. And like you said, is there any way you can even justify starting Andrews at this point?
No, he's gotten you 2 zeros this year and ran less than half the routes. I mean, look, maybe this is the week where they force him to get involved, but I don't care. I'm not starting him until I see that.
No, you got to go Conklin. All right, and then let's do Cam. All right, Darnold or Flacco. They've kind of already said this. You lean slightly Darnold, I lean slightly Flacco.
Yep.
Javonte or Sermon in half.
I'm going Javonte here. Like, Javonte actually looked pretty good last week. It's a good matchup against the Raiders. There's no real threat to his usage. I'm going Javonte.
So I brought this up because a lot of people say that we agree a lot, and we do because we talk and feel the same way a lot. This is the one where I think we both split. I lean Flacco, I lean Sermon. Maybe I'm way too high on this Colts offense with Joe Flacco in it, but I was also could be some personal biases here. But this is where we're split the decision. All right, let's get to. That's interesting. Mr. B just realized this is live. Why are we live? Well, now you know it's live because we just put this up. Although I will say that was about an hour ago. Guys, if you super chatted in the past hour, we haven't forgotten you or skipped you. We're just catching up, so hang tight. W Deck, worried that Tua is going to come back a different player. Like he's going to throw right-handed or what?
Or like his brain, like he's going to throw it to the wrong team. Like he's going to be like, oh, there's my guy. And it's like, no, we're wearing blue. We're wearing aqua this week. We're in aqua this week. I think Tua will be fine. They said he's symptom free already. By the time he comes back, he's going to be way past symptom free. I think he'll be. I would not. I mean, look, I will trade anybody if I like the return I'm getting, but I wouldn't trade HN just because I'm worried about Tua.
Right. Like it's not like you can't trade HN, but don't trade him for that reason. Like honestly, the reason that Tua has been out so long, that he was on IR, is because it's Tua. If it was any other player who had exactly what happened to him, he would be back already. But they have to, just to be extra careful. I'm not saying they don't care about, of course they care about him and the player itself, but also for perception. Like if they just put him back out there the next week, there would be like riots and, he's fine. He's going to be fine. No, he is fine. Okay, he's not fine, but he's okay. Augie, the GOAT. Traded Waddle for Garrett Wilson. Is that okay?
I don't think you messed up. I still like Garrett Wilson. And if you watch the Buy Low video, I talked about Garrett Wilson. His schedule's been brutally hard, but it gets very, very easy from like week 6 or 7 on. It gets very easy. So, yeah, I don't think you messed up.
I think this is fine. Honestly, once Tua gets back, these players both should be pretty comparable. Of course, assuming Devontae Adams isn't a Jet. But that's a different thing.
Well, yeah.
All right, so Pedro. Okay, this must be different. All right, Pedro Navarez, 10 non-PPR, RB2 in a flex.
Well, Chuba for sure. Brian Robinson, if he plays. If Brian Robinson is out, I think I still go Achane. I mean, how many times are we going to say, oh, this is a great spot for Najee? And then have Najee give us almost nothing. Not almost nothing, but like 8-10 points. Like, come on, Achane can do that too. So Chuba and B-Rob be my top 2. Achane be number 3.
There you go. Exactly. Paul Byrbent. Let's see the question. 10-team PPR. Here is his team. Wants to know thoughts, trades. Got Kareem Hunt as the RB1.
Yeah, but you don't have another running back, so he's got to be in there, I guess. You got Lamb, Debo, Evans.
A lot of injuries. This team has Kupp, has Rice, and Pacheco. You're still 3-1.
But you're 3-1. It's the thing. You're 3-1, so there's no reason to be desperate here. I mean, you could try to trade like Keenan and Goddard while they have a little bit of value and maybe get another running back.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing you might need to upgrade is running back. I don't know if you have what it takes to get an RB1 out of this bench. So maybe try to buy low on some. I mean, you never know, right? People are panicked about Bijan. People are panicked about Brees. But yeah, maybe you can upgrade somehow with your bench pieces there. But otherwise, you're pretty good. All right, Kale Lehman. Who would you start here? Zach Moss, Zay Flowers, or Xavier Worthy?
Zay Flowers is the one I'm going to go with. Not a good spot for Zach Moss this week, and Worthy, so risky. Just going to go with Zay Flowers.
Yeah, Zay Flowers should be totally fine here. All right, this is Nathan Neely, Outlaw Did It Production. All right. Got Etienne, a gimpy B-Rob, and a bench Ramondre with Eckler. Should I drop Eckler or Ramondre to pick up Cam Akers, Trey Sermon, or Antonio Gibson?
Definitely not. Definitely not. And look, if Brian Robinson is out, I might just roll with Eckler.
Yeah. Eckler actually looks like a really strong start this week because, I mean, obviously much more so if B-Rob is hurt. But this is not a bad spot for him. In fact, let me see, because it's easy to forget because Eckler missed last week. But Eckler's getting touches in the passing game. Yep. He's been okay as a runner. Cleveland doesn't seem like a great spot, but if B-Rob is out, he's going to get enough touches. So I think you're fine. I mean, look, I know you don't love Etienne at this point, but come on. Are we really so sure that Antonio Gibson or Trey Sermon is going to outscore him?
No.
Ivan Garcia, who do I start now? Flacco, Fields, or Murray?
I'm still going Murray here.
I'm tempted by Flacco, but I would still keep Murray in there, yes. All right, Adam Whitaker from the UK. Welcome, Adam. Needs 3.
Steve-O from Jackass?
I'm guessing Ramondre.
Yeah.
Ford, Sermon, and Akers.
Yeah.
3?
Not Akers. I cannot start Akers. I liked Akers last week with Mixon out against Jacksonville, and yeah, not Akers. Not Akers. The other 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you have to start 3 of these guys. But if you have to sit one, it's Akers. Even I will say that. Mr. Rivers, what is up? Flex, Jennings, Braylon, Keenan, Gibson. Thankfully, just one.
I might still just go Jennings. He has that big playability in this offense. He could score. Like Braylon, tough matchup. Keenan, no upside. Gibson, who knows what his usage is going to be. I might just go Jennings.
Yeah, again, I know people will say, well, Gibson's a starter. Again, Ramondre's not out. He's playing. If Ramondre was hurt and that's why Gibson was starting, like
Right.
Ramondre wasn't playing, I'd say, okay, Gibson. But I think right now I'd go Jennings, assuming this is at least half or full PPR. Dallas, Ogburn, Josh Downs, or Deontay Johnson?
Deontay. Again, I don't really have a compelling reason to bench Deontay this week. I think the only compelling reason I would have to ever bench Deontay Johnson is A, if they played Denver and Surtain, or B, if Bryce Young was starting again. That's it.
Yeah, let's really hope that doesn't happen. But yes, you got to start Deontay Johnson. All right, what about Cap for Life? How are we doing? If you're choosing between Jordan Whittington or Jalen Tolbert, which one would you choose?
I think I'm still going Whittington here. I liked his usage. He could be the wide receiver one with the Rams. I mean, Tolbert is certainly an interesting play this week, but I think I like Whittington a little more.
I think if you ask me long term, I'm going to say Jalen Tolbert if I'm stashing one. But this week, the matchup is tough. They get the Steelers defense. So I think this week, sure, try Whittington and see what happens. Juwan Johnson at tight ends.
I mean, he's a tight end. He's a tight end.
Don't know the other options. I mean, if obviously Tucker Kraft would be the first. I guessing he's not out there. I don't know. Ertz gets you something. Sure. Clinton, Anan, Madison, Higgins, or Wandale at the flex.
I mean, is this where we're at with T. Higgins? We're putting him in with Wandale Robinson and Madison. I can't bench T. Higgins for these guys.
No, I'm gonna assume it's either half or full PPR, so it's not Madison. Gotta go Higgins. What about this? This is fun. David Weideman, Tyrone Tracy, or Jalen Waddle?
I honestly might just gamble on Tyrone Tracy. Like, what are we getting from Jalen Waddle at this point? Like 4 catches and 30 yards or something? Just go with Tracy.
Might as well. Oh, God, I can't wait for week 8 to get here. Randall Cobblers needs one. Curtis Samuel is a name I had not heard in a long time. Darius Slayton or Michael Wilson.
Even with Shakir out, like, are we gonna all of a sudden see Curtis Samuel involved? He's barely even out there. Slayton, you're just hoping for like the home run. I guess Michael Wilson.
Yeah, like Slayton, you're like, okay, no neighbors, but still. This Seattle defense is actually good. Their secondary is good. And the OC's talking about Jalen Hyatt, didn't mention Darius Slayton. Remember, Michael Wilson, I think it was last year, had his best game last year against the Niners, for whatever that's worth. And Trey McBride is out. So I think it's definitely Wilson here. Mario. Drop Lazard, pick up Downs or Wandale.
Yes. I think it's got to be Downs.
Yes. You can definitely drop Lazard. You can pick up either, but I would go Downs as well. Terry R. In full, Pittman, Wicks, or Kirk.
Oh, well, I do like Kirk, but again, I just don't have a compelling reason to bench Pittman. He's the wide receiver one there. He's got Flacco. He's in a great matchup. I'm going Pittman.
These are all really good choices, but I think Pittman still is number one here. Full, I guess, Gibson or Brian Thomas.
Well, this one I can easily say Brian Thomas, especially in full PPR.
Yeah, this one is definitely going to be Brian Thomas. All right. Christian Pedroso. Pittman or Ayuk?
Again, I'm just going to go Pittman here. I like the way he's involved more. He's getting Flacco. He's got a great matchup. I'm just going to go with Pittman.
Yep. Go Pittman until Ayuk does something significant. Andres Huerta. It is a tough week. We're already there, and it's week 5. All right, so in a 10-teamer, this is his squad. This is his bench. Thoughts on benching Achane for Chuba?
I mean, I would definitely do that.
You got to keep Waddle on the bench. You can definitely keep Ramondre on the bench. Darnold or Geno. He's got Geno in there. Keep Geno in there.
Yeah, I go Geno this week.
Yeah, Laporta's on bye. JB's on bye. Wandale. Is that Hill? Is that Tyreek Hill in there? Would you go Wandale over Tyreek Hill?
Oh man,
I think that's the only other question here. I might.
I guess I really do feel like people are like the people who forget who Wan'Dale Robinson is, but maybe. Yeah, I guess go Wan'Dale.
At least he's going to get a few catches. What did Tyreek Hill do last week? And it's not like it was some overwhelmingly tough matchup. It's just
I think he had like 4 catches for 20-something yards and had like 20 rushing yards because he did try to get him involved that way too.
Yeah, that worked. You can definitely bench HN for Chuba, like you definitely should. I guess you can go Wandale. All right. Jay is back. Wants to know Ford, Addison, or Dell who deflects in half PPR.
I might just go Ford here. He's got a good matchup. It's half PPR. He could score. Dell Addison, very risky. I'll just go Ford.
Yeah, go Ford here. And then West Side Hoodie. Hunter Achan in half.
I still got to go Achan. I can't bench Achan for Hunt. I can't do it.
Yeah, this is sadly close as well, but I think we said HN earlier. All right, Mr. Rivers couldn't get Komet. Worried about Kittle. Okay, so if Kittle doesn't go, likely Hill. Well, if it's Taysom Hill, he's not playing. Parkinson, Fant, Strange, Gesicki. I think we've been saying Strange.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with Strange and hope for the best. That's all you can really do at this point with these tight ends.
Right. Just hope Kittle plays. Short season. What is up? Moore or Garrett Wilson?
I'm going Garrett Wilson. DJ Moore, I mean, yeah, we had that one nice game with Caleb Williams against Colts, but yeah, let me see Caleb look good again. Going with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I like Garrett Wilson this week, and keep rolling with Garrett Wilson. Stu Money, got to flex. Guessing Kirk, Downs, or Juwan Jennings.
Got to go Kirk here, even though I do like Downs. I mean, I think Kirk's a tier above him, and he's got a great matchup. Let's go Kirk.
Yeah, go Kirk. Downs is a good option, but Kirk better. Look, even Roberto is in on the action. What's up, Roberto?
Thanks, Roberto.
All right, Rusty Shackelford needs a defense. Oh man,
no, you can't drop those guys for a defense. There has to be somebody else you can drop for a defense. Has to be.
I'll just say again, I know everyone's all over Jaden Daniels, and rightfully so, but this might be a good time if you have a quarterback like Kyler who you can pretty much just keep there every week. And yes, he will be better. I know last week was disappointing, but still, I don't mind trading him to a quarterback needy team and sell high, so to speak. So, man, I don't think I want to drop either of those guys. Kyler Murray is getting dropped in a lot of leagues, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not a guy I want to just gift somebody. I don't want to just gift somebody Kyler Murray.
Right. All right. So we have Thailand W. How are we doing? Drop Jameson for Wicks and Wandale? No.
Again, yeah, I don't want to drop Jameson Williams. There's got to be. I mean, maybe not. Maybe if Wandale and Wicks are still on the waiver wire, it's probably a shallow league. So just hold Jameson.
Yeah, at this point, if Wicks hasn't been picked up, like why? No one's picking him up? No, I don't drop Jameson Williams. All right, Joseph Munoz, Deontay, Pittman, Wicks, Kirk, pick 2.
It's gonna be the first 2 for me. It's gonna be the first 2.
And again, a lot of these same players, all of these are good options, all of these. But we both kind of still feel like Pittman and Deontay are borderline must starts, right?
Yep.
And Kirk is close. All right, so Trey Gibson had the super sticker here, and the question is start 2. Okay, this is interesting. You get a half point per rush and a half point per completion. And we need 2 quarterbacks. This is an interesting super flex / 2 QB league. Burrow, Fields, Stroud.
Yeah, I think the fact that you get half point per rush and half point per completion, I don't know if that necessarily elevates Fields a bunch for me. Because, I mean, how many completions has Fields had in his games this year? He's had 22, 25, 13, and 17. I mean, I guess that helps. Because he's also going to get you way more rush attempts than the other guys. So you know what? I might go Fields. Now in this format because, I mean, if you're going to get 20 pass attempts plus, say, like 8 rush attempts, that's 14 points just for showing up.
Yeah, my thing though is because Stroud, I mean, Fields is completing, would you say, like basically like 20?
Yeah, 20 to 25, depending on how the game script goes. Probably like 20 is safe.
Yeah, Stroud has been in the 20s, more like mid 20s, let's say. I think this depends how you think this game's going to go against Buffalo, right? Houston, Buffalo. If they're going to have to air it out and he completes a lot of passes, maybe more upside. But the question is, how does he actually do against this Buffalo defense, which could be pretty tough? So if you feel like Stroud has a big game, you go Stroud. But if you want the floor, it's probably Fields. I think Burrow is the number 1 here, right?
Yeah, I'm going Fields and Burrow.
I think it's okay because Dallas's defense has really not been that good, especially against the run. And again, we're favoring Fields here. Burrow and Fields is fine. All right. Good question, Trey. The Bid Podcast. Welcome back. 10-team half PPR. This is 6-point passing touchdowns. All right. So once again, we got Fields or Kyler.
Yeah, since there's no weird settings here other than 6-point passing touchdowns, I'm going to go Kyler.
Yeah, that definitely favors the guy who passes more. And then we need a receiver, a flex, and a tight end. Brian Thomas Jr., Trey Sermon, Dell, Sutton, McBride, Kraft, Taysom. Well, the tight end is pretty easy. McBride, if he plays. If he doesn't, it's Kraft.
Right. Tight end, it's either McBride if he plays, otherwise Kraft. Wide receiver is going to be Brian Thomas Jr. And I think I'm going to flex Sutton in half PPR. I like Sutton this week.
Yep. Makes sense. And then also Sermon or Coleman. This is full PPR.
Coleman and I said that very confidently, but I don't think like just because Shakir is out, Coleman's going to suddenly get like a zillion more targets. This one's close. This one's okay. Maybe this is a time I'll say Sermon.
All right. At least you got it out of your system. You said yes to Sermon. You can confidently say no to him the rest of the way. That is close though. It is close. I'm fine with Sermon there. All right. Scented Army. Okay. Full PPR, start 3, sit 1 of these guys. Cooper, Deontay Wilson, Olave.
The scary thing here is Cooper could literally score the most points of all these guys, but he's the one you have to sit. Yeah. Because he also could just go out there and kill you. I think Deontay Wilson, Olave are borderline must starts.
I know. Scary to sit Cooper, but he's the one who sits here. DMO 305. All right. Need a flex between Jason, Myers, Higgins, or Hill?
It's Higgins for me. It's Higgins. I think he's a tier above these guys.
Yeah, you cannot like Myers this week in this matchup. And then Dalton or Flacco?
Let's go Flacco. Not a good matchup for Dalton this week. Let's go Flacco.
Yep, Flacco it is. All right, moving on to Mr. B. Why? I'm glad you at least said you're joking. Why do you hate Brian Thomas Jr. so much? So much. No. Look, I don't know who this is directed to. I guess both of us.
Probably me because I kept saying like, oh my gosh, I haven't said yes to Brian Thomas Jr. yet, even though I should be. But that's just because they had better out. But maybe you, I don't know. But yeah.
Well, I said last week, I feel like I've been saying no to Brian Thomas too much. I love, again, he's one of those players. I probably was too low. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., and again, it's not an LSU thing. I just don't like their roles within the offense. It's the offensive context I don't like. I don't like Daniel Jones and the Giants passing offense. Okay, so I was down on Neighbors. I don't think Doug Peterson's a great coach. I don't think that Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. I don't love the number 2/3 target in the Jacksonville offense. That's what I don't like. But sometimes I guess these players are good enough to overcome it. So maybe I've been a little too low on that. Ernesto Balaceras, Reed and Wicks or Lazard? Okay, not Lazard.
Yeah. Not Lazard. Reed and Wicks, for sure.
Yeah, if you're, yeah, okay. So definitely Reed and then Wicks, not Lazard.
Right.
All right. Next super chat goes to Rasan Lewis. Start 2. DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Christian Kirk.
I'm benching DJ Moore here. Again, I don't have a compelling reason to bench McLaurin, and I love Kirk's matchup this week. I'm going to bench DJ Moore.
Even in the revenge game? No. It's a good matchup for DJ Moore, but yeah, I don't think I can start him over those two. So it's got to be McLaurin and Kirk. Now, he wants to know, should he trade Moore and Ford for Tyreek Hill?
I would do this. Yes.
Yeah. Great time to trade Jerome Ford. And Moore, I definitely would rather have Tyreek Hill rest of the season. Got Rice and Puka and IR. So, look, hopefully, best case scenario. Not saying it'll happen, but maybe week 10 on, you have Tyreek Hill, Puka Nacua, Rashee Rice, full strength, and you're just mauling your opponents.
Exactly.
Hopefully. What about WLG JLRM91? All right. Ramondre Eckler.
I'll say if Brian Robinson is out, I'm going Eckler. If Brian Robinson plays, then I'd probably go Ramondre.
Yes, that makes sense. I actually might just start Eckler anyways. Not deal with the headache, but yeah, right now put Eckler in there. Bronson Mendez is back. One a true tight end, one who isn't hurt, so went after Kincaid. I mean, look, I get it. I think we still slightly prefer that first side. I don't know. Kincaid should be fine this week without Shakir. Kincaid rest of season, startable.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. Like I said, I don't think it was a terrible trade for you. I just feel like you took on a little unnecessary risk with Brian Thomas Jr. But look, Brian Thomas Jr. could be great.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Sergio Prieto. What is up? 12-man full PPR needs 2 between HN, Hall, or Akers.
Not Akers. HN and Hall.
Not Akers. And then Ayuk or Worthy.
Yeah, I'm not ready to put. I'm not this low on Ayuk. Give me Ayuk.
Yeah, exactly. Go Ayuk here. Avon Garcia wants to know to pick up Andrews, Kraft, Conklin, Henry, Ertz.
Well, I mean, I want to say you should pick up Andrews. But if you need to start somebody this week and Andrews is on waiver wire, maybe just go Kraft.
Yeah, I think right now, I mean, tight end, the world you live in, it's just who can help you right here and now. Just go Kraft, I think. Short Season wants to know about good defense to stream this week. Seahawks are an obvious one. Who else? Somebody dropped the Jets and the Vikings. We just pick one of those up.
I think at this point, just pick up the Vikings and roll with the Vikings.
Yeah, I get the Jets this week. That's not a bad matchup. Yeah. SoFly. Ooh. Olave or Pittman in half.
I think I still got to give the edge to Olave, even with Joe Flacco. It's not the best matchup for Olave, but I feel like he picks up bigger chunks of yardage. He's not reliant on getting a ton of catches. So I'm going to go with Olave slightly over Pittman.
This is This is tough this week. Normally, I would still lean Olave, but the Chiefs defense, he's going to get Trent McDuffie quite a bit. It's not a great matchup. I mean, I don't want to be too far in on the Colts because they have a better matchup. So I think still go Olave. He can get you those chunk yards and those touchdowns. This is close, though. This is really close. All right, then we got Amanjot Singh. Did you go Geno Smith over Kyler Murray?
I personally am not doing this yet. I'm not there yet. I'm going Kyler still.
I mean, Geno is totally fine this week. I would go Kyler too. My concern, if there is one with Geno Smith, is they really just don't need to pass the ball much. It's like it won't need to because the Giants don't put up a fight. But I'm still going Kyler Murray here. Everyone's ready to just dump him, but don't know why. All right, this is JM. I think from all the way from California. Move Sermon. I think that's Canada. Move Sermon from the flex to the RB and bench Achane, and then play Josh Downs.
No, but I would play Josh Downs in the flex over Sermon. But right. I'm still going Achane here.
Yeah, I would also still flex Josh Downs, bench Sermon. Don't assume Sermon's going to put up a JT kind of week. All right, we got Caleb. Who to start at the flex, Tyreek, Moore, or Terry?
Again, I don't have a good reason to bench Terry McLaurin this week. I'm playing Terry.
Playing Terry as well. And then Njoku or Kraft?
Njoku, if he plays. I do feel like Njoku's going to play. So I'll go Njoku. But if he's out, then go Kraft.
Yeah. If Njoku plays, you can play him. All right, what about Jordan Olsen? Traded Mason and Zay for Taylor and Diggs.
I think I'm okay with this.
Close.
I mean, obviously Taylor hurt right now, so that's not fun. But when Taylor's back and healthy, I'd prefer him to Mason. I think Diggs and Zay are close enough. So yeah, if you're okay not having Taylor for potentially another week or two, I'm okay with this.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say, I prefer Taylor to Mason. I slightly prefer Zay to Diggs. So assuming Taylor's fine next week and going forward, I think this is good. Jerry Parado traded Jason and Devontae Smith for AJ Brown.
Yeah, probably. It feels like it's probably pretty fair. I think it's probably pretty fair, but you're getting the best player in the deal, so I think you're all right.
I mean, this depends on whether Jason really starts to go off and have big games or not. So it's fine right now. I don't think it hurts. All right, Nick Walker, Shaheed Liggett, or Curtis Samuel. You can't go Curtis Samuel.
No, let's go Shaheed here. Leggett's in a tough matchup. Shaheed, I mean, I know it's the Chiefs, but they're not like a shutdown defense against wide receivers or anything. Let's go Shaheed.
Yeah. Can't go Samuel. Shaheed is the number 2. Slightly better offense. Let's go Shaheed. All right, Kevbo is back. Full PPR. 2 to start. Wicks, Leggett, Dell, McLaurin.
Well, Terry again. I mean, a lot of McLaurin Wicks teams. But in this case, since you're starting 2, let's get Wicks in there. Let's go McLaurin and Wicks. Let's get him in there.
Yep, McLaurin and Wicks for sure here. Got a lot of upside. Sean Lagunde. Welcome back, Sean. Half PPR, 2 flex. Ayuk, DJ Moore, BTJ, and of course, Wicks.
I think
another chance to say no to Brian Thomas Jr. Or yes.
I mean, it's between Ayuk, BTJ, and Wicks. Maybe I'm too low on DJ Moore, but after last week, I mean, look, he got that touchdown, but man, like that was felt like a miracle that he got that touchdown.
Well, he should have had another touchdown. He was wide open, but he got overthrown. And I mean, there's a lot of points still on the table there. It's really frustrating, of course.
Yep.
As I've mentioned before, the Bears, we just don't know what we're going to get. I mean, it's a great matchup, but I think it's kind of like the Amari Cooper, like when we have those 4 where it's like Kirk Pittman, McLaurin. Like, just eliminate the guy who has that lowest floor and the biggest frustration level. So let's eliminate DJ Moore here.
Right.
I mean, Ayuk is frustrating too.
He is frustrating, but at least he's in that San Francisco offense with Brock Purdy, where you don't have to worry about if he's wide open for a touchdown, his ball's probably not going to be overthrown.
Right. Yeah, got Shanahan. They're calling plays, not Shane Waldron.
All right, let's go Ayuk and Wicks, I guess. I don't know. Ayuk and Wicks.
Ayuk and Wicks it is. That's where I'm leaning. Ayuk and Wicks. Jelly Monster wants to know, you go Ramondre or Najee Harris in full PPR? That's an undesirable choice.
I think I still go Ramondre, honestly, for the matchup. I know they can't give the ball to Cordero Patterson and they can't give the ball to Jaylen Warren, but they'll find there'll be something here where Ramondre, 19 carries for 13 yards last week or something. Like, I'll just go with Ramondre and hope for the best.
I mean, it's not a bad spot for Najee because the Dallas run defense has not been good this year, but that's exactly what I said last week about Najee against the Colts, and he did nothing. And what do we see? Cordero Patterson looked like the better running back. So,
but I think CPAT's out at least, right, this week? Or is he in?
Oh, is he? CPAT? I know Warren is out again, but again, I feel like that's like another reason we could have been in on Najee and it didn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. Starting Najee Harris is like banging your head against the wall at this point. Just go Ramondre.
Yeah, CPAT is out, but I still don't even care. They'll give it to somebody else, or he'll just keep running. He'll keep running for 1 yard a carry.
Yeah. Just go Ramondre here. All right, Mark Evans, what's up?
I guess Mark's not a fan of the hair. Mark is not a fan of the hair.
Everybody is positive feedback here and there. You did not. I guarantee you, before we started the stream, you didn't think you would get this much attention, but for the hair.
Here we are.
Derek Gonzalez, Madison or Rico?
I think I got to go Madison. It's not a good spot for Rico this week. Just gamble on Madison.
Yeah, forget Rico against the Steelers run defense. Ertz or Njoku?
Njoku if he plays, otherwise Ertz.
Exactly. All right, Kyle Burks, what is up? Start Downs over Jennings or Keon Coleman?
Yeah, I would start Downs over both of them.
Yep. Fields or Burrow?
Go on Burrow.
Yeah, you don't have to start Fields. Burrow is fine. And you think Sutton has a good matchup?
Yes, he does. Good matchup. And Max Crosby might miss again, which will help Bo Nix not be under so much pressure.
Yeah, definitely. This Raiders defense not too scary these days. So, yes, Downs, Burrow, and Sutton. I mean, you didn't ask who to start Sutton over, but it's a good matchup. What is up? Eric Fortis Jr. Welcome back, Eric. Start 2, Addison Downs, Hunt, and Sermon.
It's full PPR. I'm going to go the first 2. Addison's got upside. Downs I like a lot. Hunt, Sermon, okay, fine if you need him at running back, but I don't want to start him over Addison or Downs in full PPR.
No. The full PPR, go the receivers. Downs for sure. Addison is fine. Surge. Interesting. Traded Jahmyr Gibbs for Bijan Robinson. What do you think? Is this a wash? Might be.
I think it's a wash. I mean, honestly, not that I'm full-fledged panic on Bijan, but I might prefer Gibbs right now. He's in that offense that just features the running backs. And look, I know I'm not trying to. I know I always talk about whatever Monty, although I've been on Monty the last couple of weeks, but Gibbs, it's not like it's all Monty at the goal line. In fact, I would argue it's more Gibbs at the goal line than Monty this year. I think this is fine. I think it's fine, honestly.
Yeah, it has to be considered pretty comparable here. I'm not giving up on Bijan. I mean, you didn't buy low, if that's the question. You didn't screw it up, though. I think it should be fine. Todd D'Ambrosio. Tutu or Waddle?
Honestly, I'm just going to go Tutu. Tutu's been pretty good. I almost, on the 10 stats, I almost put Tutu in. But I was like, no, Whittington's usage last week was better. I want to talk about him. But Tutu's also been pretty good these last 2 weeks. I think I just go Tutu.
Unfortunately, Tutu is the better pick here. So, yes, just go Tutu. Daniel Lawrence, start 3, DJ Moore, T, Brian Thomas Jr., Dontavian Wicks. So who sits? I feel like this is, we've had this exact same question, right?
I know. Like, I'm just sitting DJ Moore here. I'm sitting DJ Moore. I just don't want to deal. I just don't want to deal where I'm sitting on the couch on Sunday. Sky Hansen is like, this just happened in Chicago. And there's DJ Moore running for a wide open touchdown. And he's like, oh, DJ Moore open for a touchdown. Oh, Caleb Williams. Oh, out of the back of the end zone. Oh, you can't miss that throw. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. Sitting DJ Moore.
He's the frustrating one. In this case, I think you got to go Wicks. I don't know. I want to be in on DJ Moore. I might go DJ Moore, but then who do I sit? And it's going to be like, I'm going to be too low on Brian Thomas again. You know who I want to sit. You know I want to just sit T. Higgins. Just say forget it. So, I don't know. This is a tough one, Daniel. If it's my team, I'll just give you my honest opinion. This is my team, and I'm staring at these receivers. I got to pick 3. I'm going to put Wicks in there. I would probably put DJ Moore in there. I guess I would probably put T. Higgins in there, but I would probably be wrong. So anyways, that's what it is. Wandering Idiot has wandered onto the set here. Full PPR, Hubbard or BTJ?
I think how do you bench Hubbard right now? How do you bench Chuba? And it's not even, I know Chicago's a good defense, but they're giving up like the 8th most points to running backs. They haven't been great against the run. They're way better against the pass. I think you just go Chuba. I think you got to go Chuba.
You got to go Chuba here. I hate forcing us to bench Brian Thomas Jr.
I know, right? I think this is on purpose now.
All right, what's up? Roberto has a question to flex. Ayuk, that's one of his guys, the 49ers. Chase Brown, Flowers, or Waddle? Wait, this is flex. Oh, and one receiver and a flex? Is that what it is?
Okay, well, I'm going. Okay, if it's a receiver and a flex, it's Ayuk and Flowers. Ayuk and Flowers, definitely for me.
Yeah, I was like, Chase Brown's not a receiver, but now I see flex. Okay, so yeah, receiver, Ayuk, flex, Flowers. All right, good luck as always, Roberto, unless you're playing me. Blair Davis. Okay, Kincaid or Kraft?
Still got to go Kincaid. Especially with Shakir out, that should help.
Yeah, Kincaid, and then Akers or Moss.
Moss. I'm not starting Akers. Done.
Yeah, I think the Akers ship has sailed. Even if Joe Mixon doesn't play again. Like, come on. All right. Oh, the comments. It's too much. John Lewis, pick 3, PPR, Moss, Swift, Sermon, Higgins.
Swift and Higgins for sure. It's such a tough spot for Moss this week. But can I start? I don't think I can start Sermon over Moss. I'm going to go Moss, Swift, and Higgins.
We're only benching one of these guys. Yeah, if it's PPR, I think you have to put Higgins in there. Swift seems to have the best matchup, so it's really Sermon or Moss is the choice. I don't know. I might be the sucker this week. I might go Sermon over Moss. MM17. This is standard. Receiver and a flex. Kirk, Downs, Brown, Madison, Moss. Standard.
I think it's got to be the first 2. Well, it is standard scoring, but still, I mean, Madison and Moss and Brown.
Yeah,
I think I still go the first 2, the wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for touchdown upside. I'd argue Downs has more touchdown upside than any of those running backs. So
yeah.
there you go, Kirk and Downs. All right. It is time for Shrek 2 on DVD. Needs 2 running backs, 2 receivers in the flex. Mondre, Akers, Sharp, Rashawn, Garrett Wilson, Flowers, Waddle, Downs.
All right. Well, the 2 wide receivers in a flex are easy. That's going to be Wilson, Flowers, and Downs. I think you still got to start Mondre here. Oh, man.
Might have to pick Akers.
No, not doing it.
No?
No, Pierce is back. Ooh, and Goomba's, he's not even going to be the workhorse anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, but Sharp, how much run is Sharp's going to get?
Charbonnet last week actually did something, but I know they had to throw the ball like 50 times or whatever it was. But he did have 5 catches. But yeah, only 2 carries. I don't know. Maybe I go Rashawn. They get the Panthers. I'm gonna go Mondre and Rashawn.
And I don't know. Is Pierce really gonna get like touches? I don't know. I'm not big on
He's playing.
I'm scared about Pierce. I might go Akers, but in the end, it probably doesn't matter here. All right, Brandon Sky. Welcome back, Brandon. Flex in PPR. Got Aaron Jones, Etienne, McLaurin, Pickens, BTJ, JMO. Just one?
Oh, man.
I mean, you can't go JMO, so that eliminates that. I wouldn't go Etienne.
It's either McLaurin or Pickens, although it's tough to bench Aaron Jones, but he does have a tough matchup, so it's either McLaurin or Pickens. Who do the Steelers get again? Cowboys, that banged up secondary. Maybe no Trayvon Diggs. I might just go Pickens. Might go Pickens.
Yeah, it's either McLaurin or Pickens here. Pickens is always a good choice. How do you feel about Evan Ingram since Njoku's out? I hate to tell you, Evan Ingram is almost definitely going to be out.
Yeah, I think there's a better chance Njoku plays than Ingram, honestly, because Njoku did practice Wednesday and Friday. And they gave him a veteran rest day on Wednesday or on Thursday. So I'm guessing Njoku plays.
Yeah. So right now, yeah, I think you got it flipped here. I think you got to play Njoku, sit Ingram. If Njoku's out, if they're both out, then yes, just go Kraft if you have to. Sloth is back. Am I crazy? We're starting Love, Jacobs, Kraft, and Wicks. Is that a little too all in?
I mean, it might be, but it's a great matchup this week. So, Jacobs got to be one of the best options. Wicks now a great option. Love got to be one of the best options at QB. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, sure, this might not work out, but I'll just say it's a great week to be in the Packers because not just those players are injured. You know, Wicks is a good one, but it's a good, one of the best possible defensive matchups here. The Rams have been horrible. I think they might be missing Aaron Donald. And I always look at it as, okay, if I have Jordan Love, do I have another quarterback who I feel is going to do better than Jordan Love? Probably not. Okay, do you have a tight end you feel better about than Tucker Kraft? I'm going to guess no, since you actually have Tucker Kraft on your roster. You probably need Tucker Kraft. Now, I wouldn't force Wicks in your lineup over, the guys we've already mentioned, like Michael Pittman or, like a guy like that, like Deebo Samuel or something like that. But if he's your best flex, then yeah, it's fine. Me, Blue Lobster. Cut one for a kicker. McConkey, Mostert, Dell, Keenan.
Mostert. Just get Mostert out of here.
Mostert is out. And you did notice the end of that comment.
Thank you.
The real Dirty Dan. Pick 2. JSN, Deontay, Wicks, Najee, and Wandale. 2 of these.
Deontay and Wicks. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's
definitely Deontay and Wicks. All right. And then what's up? Robert Mitchell back again. Oh, man. Needing a kicker, that's always an issue. All right. So we get to pick a kicker here. Cairo Santos, Kaimi Fairbairn, Greg Zerline, I don't know. Not trusting the London Stadium, so I would knock him out.
I don't know. I saw like a kicker article from somebody, and I picked up Santos. I don't know if that's it. That's my kicker research.
Okay. Yeah, so you're saying he doesn't. I don't want to drop no one. Who would you cut? Curry? No, I don't want to drop.
I mean, look, if you're fine not going with a kicker, don't go with a kicker. I won a matchup last week where my kicker got me -1 points. That's right. As if having kicker isn't bad enough. Let's have a league where kicker loses points. Like, who does that? Like, who does that?
That should not be legal. Yeah, you know what?
When do you guys freaked out?
Forget kicker. I don't want to drop one of those guys. I mean, I know Shakir's out this week.
Yeah, Shakir's out. Sorry,
but I don't think that Shakir is going to be out long term or anything. So look, if you don't feel like you need a kicker, look, these kickers might not even do much for you. Yeah, just forget it. You can go without a kicker. Which is a good time to remind everybody, you can go without a kicker in your league, period. Don't have kickers. Petition your commissioner. PM Chunk. What is up? In PPR, needs a flex Jordan Whittington or Trey Sermon. Look, if it's PPR, I would say this. This is kind of floor ceiling, sort of. I think Sermon's going to get points, right?
Whittington for sure. Whittington.
Sermon will get you some points. Whittington gives you, I guess, a ceiling. I guess go the receiver, Whittington. D-Char, Superflex, half PPR. Got Herbert, Caleb, and Stafford. Trade for a better quarterback?
I mean, you might have to. There's nobody better on waivers than
what are you going to trade?
Than Stafford or Herbert?
Yeah. So it's your turn. So my notice, guys. Yes, the flowery background. I get it. Like, this is what happens when you're in a hotel. But there has not been a single dog bark this week on my stream.
I don't know what's going on. There's a air show by us, and the jets are flying, and I think it's scaring him. He's shivering right now. So.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Scared of the jets.
Oh, it's okay. He's a good boy.
Okay.
You don't want to roll with Herbert as your QB1. I still have faith in Caleb Williams. I'll just say this. With your situation, D-Char, I would hold Caleb Williams because you're selling low if you sell him. Yeah, try to pack. Well, you're not going to be able to trade Herbert off the bye week, I don't think. All right. I guess the short answer is yes. Somehow try to upgrade it QB1. Exity. Is Deontay a lock? Well, I mean, I think he's still
pretty
fine.
Close. I know Jalen Johnson, but they move him around. Like Deontay doesn't just play like out wide. What's going on here? Isn't this receiving? Am I on the wrong one?
I think he's safe enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's very few instances these days where a corner just completely shadows and takes a guy out of the game. Pat Surtain is almost the only one where we're just going to say avoid because of him. Most other players at least have value. So, yeah, Deontay's fine. Hill or Zay? Nah, I would still stick right. Deontay over Zay Flowers?
Yes.
Brother Pickle. Tight end premium. Okay. One running back, one flex. Tracy, Chase Brown, Emmanuel Wilson, Tolbert, Michael Wilson, Conklin. Assuming Njoku plays. Well, okay. Let's just assume he does play.
One running back, one flex. Michael Wilson. Tolbert?
Well, we need a running back, though.
Oh. All right.
Chase
Brown. Chase Brown, Michael Wilson?
Yeah, I think I'd still give the edge to Wilson here over Tolbert. I'm not going to stream Conklin even in the premium because you don't know what you're going to get for him. Drop one for Bo Melton?
No, not Bo Melton. I mean, deep league, you're desperate, sure, but I don't know.
Nah, I was going to say maybe if you don't need Conklin, but still, nah, I think you're fine. What's up? 95. Definitely enjoying the weekend here. 12-team PPR. Someone dropped McBride a few weeks ago, not just this week. But you may not be able to play him or Kittle. So I don't know. If one of them plays, play them. If not, then I don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Flex HN, BTJ, Cooper, Ford.
I think I go Brian Thomas this week. I mean, Cooper is very, very tempting, but he's also very risky. Let's go Brian Thomas. I haven't said yes to him enough.
There you go. Chance to say yes. S. Just S. Pittman or Higgins?
Pittman. Definitely Pittman here.
Yeah. And then saying if B-Rob can't go, I might move Pittman over B-Rob anyways.
Me too.
Especially because even if he does play, he might not be 100%. All right. Robert Perkey. Harrison or Reed?
I mean, normally I would say Harrison, but man, no Dobbs, no Watson, the Rams. I might have to go Reed this week.
Yeah, I got to go Reed. Against the Rams, with those injuries, I definitely want Reed in there. Achan or Sermon?
Still going Achan.
Yeah. Achan here. Pick one, Wicks, Tyreek, or JSN. Is it Wicks?
Wicks.
All right. Lucas. Skinmod. Hopefully I said that right. All right, Lucas. Starts 2, half PPR. Tyreek, Wicks, BTJ, or Sermon?
Wicks and Brian Thomas. Let's go. I can finally say yes to both. Let's go.
Yeah. You just don't want to start Tyreek Hill, sadly. So Wicks and BTJ. And look here. It is our guy Stinger, a.k.a. Logan. What's up, Stinger? Rico or Rashawn? I'm surprised he didn't pick up Tyron Tracy.
I know, right?
He's a Giants fan.
Man, it's such a tough spot for Rico, but he'll get more touches. It's such a good spot for Rashawn, but he's going to get less touches. I think I'll still gamble on Rico. More touches. He could catch passes. Let's go Rico.
Yeah, I think it's the pass catching here that could separate him. He'll probably catch a few. I always lean to the guy I think is getting more touches, and I think it's Rico because Swift actually looked good last week. All right, Stinger, good luck. Eric Fortis with another one here in PPR 12 team, 3-1, 2 flex, 0 tight end spot. That's the way to go.
Yes.
All right, so Collins, Reed, Kamara, Mason, Hall, Etienne. On the bench is JSN, Worthy, Leggett, Brooks, and guys you can't start. Drop who for Chubb, or is the answer nobody?
I thought you said you have Chubb on IR, though.
Well, maybe he has to activate him.
Chubb's not. You shouldn't have to. Chubb's not playing. Why do you have to drop somebody for Chubb? He's not playing. He's still on IR.
Well,
I mean, unless did they move? Did the sites move him off IR?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to say because I don't have Chubb, so I can't tell you. Well, we can look it up. I mean, look, I just say this. I don't want to drop Brooks for Chubb. I would rather have Brooks than Chubb.
Oh yeah, he's not on IR anymore.
Yeah, I think because he's on. Okay, according to Yahoo's, he's on PUP.
But if he's on PUP, you should still be able to put him on IR.
Yeah.
But anyways, maybe your league doesn't allow it. I mean, I don't want to drop any of these guys for Chubb, but I guess if I was going to drop one, it would be Brooks because seems farther away than Chubb at this point, but I don't really want to.
Yeah. I don't know if I would just drop Chubb. But if you want to keep the running backs, then I would drop Leggett. All right, newbie doobie. Swift, H, or Ayuk. Newbie doobie.
I'm going Ayuk still. I do like Swift this week, but I don't think I can start him over Ayuk. I'm going Ayuk.
Yeah, this is one case where just hope for Ayuk to do something. Doesn't say if it's PPR. If it's standard, maybe go Swift. But if it's PPR or half, go Ayuk. Ernesto with another. Ernesto Balsaceres. Zach Moss, Tank Bigsby, or Dare Ogunbowale.
Yeah, I mean, he caught that touchdown. Did he do something else outside of that? I think it's got to be Zach Moss, even though I don't like the matchup this week. He's still the lead back for Cincy. he could score. I think it's got to be Moss.
Yeah, this one is definitely going to be Moss. All right, Fernando Balmori. Pick 2, Etienne, Moss, Gibson, or Mostert. Gonna guess you're not saying Mostert.
Not Mostert. Definitely Etienne number 1 out of here. I think I still go Moss. Maybe Gibson. I wish I felt better about how much work Gibson was actually going to get because it is a good matchup. But, man, I think it was me. I'm going Etienne, Moss, and not risking Gibson not getting many touches.
Yeah, agreed. Very risky to go with Gibson. Etienne, Moss is fine, even though they're not super inspiring. What's up, Alan Wendling? Rate this team in half. Lamar, JT, 2 guys on bye, Dobbins and Pollard, Akers, Sermon, Ty Chandler, this week only. Okay, I get it. Zay Hill, JSN, Keenan Allen, Jennings, and Joku. Not very good this week, but overall.
Normally you have JT, Dobbins, Pollard. That's okay. Normally you'll have Tyreek Hill, Zay Flowers, JSN, Keenan. Wide receivers are like so. This is like a 7.5 when everybody's healthy.
Yeah, right now, honestly, kind of lacking. You really need Tyreek Hill to just come back to being Tyreek Hill, and you need JSN to step up. If that happens, you're getting up there to becoming a contender. But right now, yeah, you're kind of hurting. Jason Mraz, Sutton or Sermon?
I'm just gonna go Sutton. I think he can get just as many yards as Sermon, and he has just as much touchdown upside.
Yeah, they can definitely go Sutton here. Callie Jack. Start one, Ramondre, Gibson, Charbonnet, or Braylon Allen.
I'm just gonna go Ramondre here. I know it's tough to figure out this Patriots backfield, but I do think he'll end up with more touches. It's a good matchup.
Yeah, might as well go with a Pat here. So Ramondre it is. Also start one, Adunze, Judy, or one of those running backs.
I'm just gonna go Judy. Again, I can barely start DJ Moore. How am I gonna start Odunze? Let's just go Judy.
Yeah, Judy it is. Judy, one of my low-key favorite picks here as a flex. Jay Laurent, Sutton, Waddle, Wicks, Juju. Wow, Juju is, I forgot, still technically in Kansas City.
Yeah. No, I don't care. I don't care.
No, I don't care.
I hope Juju isn't on your roster. Wicks. This is definitely Wicks.
This is definitely Wicks here. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is crazy. All right. George Brennan, Nico Waddle, Odunze for Hall in London.
Ooh.
Needs an RB2. So you're getting Breece Hall.
Breece Hall is going to be your RB2?
That's very tempting. I think I might do that.
Oh, man. Yeah, because if we project down the road when Waddle has Tua back, like Waddle, London close. Might even prefer London at this point. Hall, Nico close. Yeah, I think take Hall in London. Take Hall in London here.
Yeah, I don't think you'll miss Odunze too much. This helps your starting lineup. I'm taking the Hall London side. So, yeah, do it. All right, Broncos fan wants to know whether to flex Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, or Jordan Addison.
All right, here I might go DJ Moore. This is one time where I might say yes to DJ Moore.
We already say Tyreek Hill is – I know we're probably too low on Addison as well. We were too low last week. It is still not a great matchup against the Jets. I'm not losing faith completely in DJ Moore. I would DJ Moore. Andre Gregorio. Hey, no Dobbs. Start one. Wicks, Flowers, or Kirk.
It's Kirk for me. I know Wicks is tempting, but Kirk has a great matchup this week too. He's been really good the last 2 games. Already talked about how I like Trevor Lawrence. I'm going Kirk.
This is one of those tough choices. I still feel like Flowers is fine this week. He's getting you a floor, but I don't think he has the ceiling of those other 2. I'm starting Kirk if it's my team as well. All right, tactical Shota. Tank Dell or Trey Sermon?
I'm just gonna Sermon maybe has the higher floor than Tank Dell if you just want to know you're gonna get some points, but I still think Tank Dell has a higher ceiling. I'm going Dell.
Yeah, if this is PPR of any sort, stick with Tank Dell and see what he gives you. OG Sumo Vibe.
What's up?
Sit one. Well, this is fun. Here's Debo Pittman Terry.
What is this? Are we just sitting Harrison against the 49ers, I guess? Are we sitting Terry? What is this? What is this OG Sumo? What are these choices? How do you sit one of these guys?
You know, I could be wrong. It's happened once in a while, not often. I'm not feeling Harrison as a big week this week. I might sit Harrison. I don't know why.
That's kind of where that's kind of where I was leaning to, Harrison. So,
all right, yep. There we go. Sit Harrison. I mean, you're all good choices, and you already had Evans. That's nice. Gives you a cushion.
Right.
Dudes and Diesels.
What's up?
All right, a much different set of players here. Trey Tucker. Well, I guess Tyreek Hill. So, wow. Alan Lazard and then Liggett. Come on.
Are we really sitting Tyreek Hill for these guys? I think here I'll still go with Tyreek Hill. I can't start these guys over Tyreek. This is getting too low, I think.
The only one I might consider is Trey Tucker, but still, as the Broncos defense has been really good, I would just go Tyreek Hill as well. I mean, yeah. Sad that he actually is in this group now. All right. Just go. Frosif is back in the chat here. Send Worthy and Puka to the Rice owner for Tyreek.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Just get Tyreek. Yeah, that's enough. We might still be a month or more away from Puka. Worthy, we might be the whole season away. I don't know. We'll see if this guy can develop. Just get Tyreek.
You're going to get full strength Tyreek, meaning his quarterback is back, before we're getting any Puka.
Yep.
And Worthy, no, take Tyreek. All right. And this doesn't hurt you in the short term either. If you're like, well, I don't have Xavier Worthy. It's okay. Look, you have G. Will, Olave, Flowers, Wicks. You don't even need to start Tyreek. So take this trade, bench Tyreek until week 8.
Yeah.
Daniel Beauchene, Trey Sermon, Christian Kirk, Romo Dunze. Rank them.
Kirk, I guess if we're just doing this week, Kirk, Sermon, Odunze. Although I kind of want to put Odunze ahead of Sermon.
Yeah, well, if you're down on DJ Moore, you definitely can't be high on Odunze. So, but I know you're not high on Sermon, so it's just who you're more low on. I go Kirk, Sermon, Odunze this week. SoFly is back. Justin Fields, Kyler Murray.
I'm still going Kyler. Still going Kyler for me.
Going Kyler as well. Jonah Garetas. Jacoby, Keenan Allen, Tutu, or Whittington? Pick 2.
I want to go Jacoby and Whittington.
Go all Ram. Go all in on the Rams. No.
I thought about it just because Jacoby Surtain, but again, I don't think it's going to be is Surtain going to shadow? Like, do they feel like Surtain's a shadow Jacoby Myers, or is it you know what I mean? Like, or is it going to be like when he lines up on Surtain's side, then he's going to get shut down, but when he lines up on the other side, he'll be okay. Plus, Jacoby also plays some out of the slot. I think I'm going Jacoby and Whittington here.
Yeah, I know the implication is maybe Jacoby Myers doesn't deserve to be shadowed. I think that's fair. It doesn't need to be. He probably will be covered, but I would still go with him over some of these options. I might go Jacoby and Tutu. I mean, you pick your Ram, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? Dang it, Zine. Full PPR, which three? Olave, Amari, Moore, Downs, Wicks.
Olave, Wicks, and then if it's me, I'm going Amari. I'm gambling on that humongous upside he has this week. If you want to play it a little safer, you can go Downs.
Olave, I think for sure. Yeah, I'll go Amari. Yeah, sure. Let's go Wicks. Wicks in this group. Wicks, we have Wicks a little bit over Downs. Olave, Amari, Wicks. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Tristram is in the chat now. Asked a trade question, and here it is.
All right.
Moved G-Dub and Pickens for Evans and Jordan Mason in a keeper league.
Well, I was going to say this is a win for you until you said a keeper league.
Yeah, I'd rather keep the first two.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. If like CMC's career is over for some reason, then you might be happy with Mason. But in a keeper league, I think I want Wilson and Pickens. But I'll say for this year, I want the Evans Mason side. So, you know, if you're going for the win this year, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends. You're talking about two receivers and you got a running back. If you needed that running back help, then it's not a bad trade for now. Caleb for Baker, I'm not giving up Caleb just yet. I mean, come on, it's still early. I would rather have Caleb over Baker, but that's just me.
I think Baker's fine because he's still relatively young. And look, this is 2 years in a row in this Tampa offense. He's been pretty good, so I'm okay with that one.
Yeah. All right. Other players: T. Terry, DJ Moore, Shakir, Brees, Eckler. Okay. Well, you did need help at running back, so I guess that Mason deal isn't too bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's all right. That's fine. It helps your team. All right, Stuart Meacham, Darnold or Caleb?
I'll go Darnold. I've seen enough from Caleb. When Caleb plays the Colts again, I'll start Caleb.
Giving up already? No,
I'm not giving up, but I need to because we got sucked in after he played the Colts. Oh, Caleb, this is it. And then what did we see last week? In a great matchup against the Rams, did almost nothing. I need to see him put together like a couple good games. I haven't given up on him, but I'm not going to start him this week. I need to see a couple good games before I back in on Caleb.
Right. No, I get that. And look, Caleb, it's a great matchup this week against the Panthers. But I, again, don't want to feel like I'm too low on Darnold just because of matchup. Darnold has been consistent every week. Darnold is still startable. So obviously the higher floor here is Darnold. Go for Darnold. Derek Just, pick one. 4 Downs or Ayuk?
I still got to go Ayuk here. I mean, I like Downs. Ford is fine, but I still go on Ayuk over these guys.
Yeah, Downs. Maybe Downs does outscore Ayuk. I would not be shocked at all, but I don't think we can just assume that he does. Enrique Quevedo. Welcome, Enrique. Ramondre or Sermon?
I'm still going Ramondre. It's PPR. I think he'll still catch passes. I still think he'll be heavily involved. I'm going Ramondre.
All right. Ramondre it is. Let's do a quick lightning round here. We're trying to get to all the super chats, of course. Don't worry. We did not skip you if you super chatted. We're just still catching up because we have plenty of questions. Let's do a couple of non-super chats to make sure we get as many as we possibly can. Big KX131, would you trade Ayuk for Adams?
No, not doing this.
There's really no reason to trade for Adams unless it's low.
The biggest rumors right now are Jets, Ravens, Steelers. Are any of those better for Adams? Maybe they're not worse for Adams, but they're not better.
None of those are better. Sorry, people think that Aaron Rodgers reunion is better for him. It's not. No, this is not buy and low. Let's see. We have Maru Gama. Choose 2 running backs: Etienne, Moss, Eckler, Gibson, Mostert.
Definitely Etienne here. I'll actually say Eckler number 2 if Brian Robinson is out. Otherwise, Moss.
Yeah, look, Mostert not really startable at this point. I kind of like Eckler even if B-Rob does play, but it looks like B-Rob might not play. So I don't mind Eckler here as one of my starting choices, and just avoid the Gibson uncertainty. I really don't want to start Etienne, but I do feel like he should still be one of them. So I might go Etienne and Eckler. Like the reluctant reluctant thing. Okay, let's do. Is that supposed to be like Gabriel? GXBRILZZ. T. Higgins or Garrett Wilson?
I think I got to go Garrett Wilson this week, even though I do like T.
Yeah, agree. Go Garrett Wilson for sure. Rodney Alvarez, flex, downs are worthy.
Definitely downs with Flacco playing.
Yeah, I know some people are all in unworthy. I think downs this week is a good start. All right, let's get back to the super chats. But first, let me also take a second to stop because we're getting there. We're still going to hang on till we get all the super chats answered. Reminder that if you did not get a chance to super chat or didn't want to, or for some reason, just still have questions afterwards before tomorrow morning, you can use the Draft Lane app. It will get you directly in contact with us because that's what it is. It's our app for start, sit, waiver wire trade. Any question you got, fantasy football related, download Draft Lane. It is free, and you can check out all the options there. Basically, you can ask your questions. We'll answer them offline, so you don't have to wait for the stream. But of course, we will be here tomorrow, anyways. But just want to remind you about Draft Lane. If you haven't tried it, try it now. Guess who's here? Finally, Sir Boomer, and re-up the membership for the full year.
Nice, happy anniversary.
Did not know. He came knighted exactly 1 year ago. And for those who don't know, if you weren't here last year, Boomer then graduated to Sir Boomer. Since I started watching, have not rage dropped anyone for a whole year. Wow, that's actually an accomplishment.
Yes.
That's impressive. All right. Glad you're here, of course. Let's get to Rodney Woods. Good afternoon. 12-man PPR starting Justin Fields or pick up Dalton off waiver?
Nah, just go Fields. Not a good matchup for Dalton this week. Go Fields.
Yeah, Fields is fine. Also pick a tight end to flex. Muth, Parkinson, Gesicki, and Njoku, and Dunze, Tutu, Tolbert.
I'm going to say Njoku if he plays. Otherwise, I guess Muth. Go with the Fields Muth stack. And then 2 flexes. Did we just go Tolbert and Tutu, I guess? Tolbert and Tutu?
Yeah, I think so. Not feeling great about a Dunze. I definitely don't want to flex one of those tight ends. Yeah, I mean, obviously you want Njoku to play. Tutu and Tolbert. Tutu and Tolbert it is. All right, rough times. Swearing it's the last one. That's okay. You don't have to. Diggs, Terry, Pickens, T.
Only one?
Apparently.
I guess Diggs' revenge game.
I got to be big on Diggs. I mean, these are all good choices.
Yeah.
Except for T. Higgins. And then half PPR, quarter per rush. Rico, Chase Brown, if Robinson's out.
I don't even know if they're going to get, one guy's going to get more carries than the other necessarily. I'd probably just go Chase Brown.
Yeah, Rico against the Steelers, not a great matchup. Just go Chase Brown and hope for the best if Rob is out. Crafter and Njoku.
Njoku if he plays, otherwise Kraft.
And then the best advice of all, absolutely hit the like sub. It is absolutely free to click on the like button and the subscribe button. And notifications so you know exactly when we go live, which is almost every day. All right, now the next one is DL. Receiver and a flex, Pittman, Pickens, of course, Wicks, Connor, and Judy.
This is almost going to be so easy, and then you threw Connor in there. But it's PPR. Let's go with the 3 receivers, I guess. Although, man, I really don't want to bench Connor, but it's PPR. Yeah. Let's go for it.
I mean, I like Judy, but not with this group. I like Wicks, but I'm not starting him over Pittman. I'm just going to go Pittman and Pickens if it's me. I know it's hard to bench Connor, but it's PPR. Marco. Got JD, Mason, B-Rob, Collins, Olave, Terry, Kraft, and here's the bench. Any changes? Well, if we could go take the time machine, you'd have Mooney in there, but I understand why you didn't start Mooney. I mean, your receivers are good.
You can't start Mooney over those guys.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. If B-Rob is out, I'd probably just put McNichols in. Honestly.
Yeah, well, I don't really see any other option, huh? For running back?
Yep.
Well, there you go. So I hope B-Rob plays. If not, it's McNichols. There's nothing else to do here. Yeah, I mean, there really isn't any other choice. I think Kraft is fine over Muth. Alex Stevens, Jalen Tolbert, Tank Dell.
I mean, Tolbert is interesting here, but I think I still got to go Tank Dell.
Yeah, let's see. I like Tolbert as a stash. I'm not running out to start him against his tough Steelers defense. So let's just try Tank. Javonte or Sermon. I think we split on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Javonte.
I'll take Sermon. All right. Alberto Reyes Behar. Flex full PPR 12 team. Addison, Jennings, Chase Brown, Dowdle, Myers. It's just one.
I think I'm going Jennings here. Addison in a tough spot. They both are kind of like upside risky plays. But I like Jennings in that matchup a little bit more. Kittle maybe out. I'm going to go Jennings.
Yeah, I think, look, it's full PPR. Those running backs you can cross off the list. Myers, Liz, Sertan, you can cross off the list. It's Addison or Jennings. I think if Kittle is out, Jennings makes sense. If Kittle plays, I would go Addison. Robert Perky wants to know JSN or Pickens.
Got to go Pickens. Way more upside.
Yeah, definitely Pickens here. Yeah, yes. Kickers. Love kickers. All right, let's go to Jose Ramos. Half PPR, flexing which two? Chase Brown, Zay Flowers, Tank Dell.
Is that Tank Dell or Tank Bigsby? If it's Tank Dell, I'm going to go Flowers and Tank Dell. If it's Tank Bigsby, I'd probably go Flowers and Chase Brown.
Well, that's a good question. I'm assuming it's Tank Dell, and if it is, go Tank Dell and Zay Flowers. All right. Now we got that guy. Needs two. Stevenson, Ford, Sermon.
I'm benching Sermon here. Ford and Stevenson for me.
That's fine. I mean, Ford, I think I feel the best about here. Like, Stevenson should do something. Remember, if Stevenson were not in the situation he put himself in by fumbling, this would be a smash spot against the Dolphins defense. And he is still going to get touches.
Yeah, fun fact that the people don't know is this week we only had 6 players on the Booms video because I put Stevenson on the Booms video, and then 2 days later or whatever it was, Jared Mayo said, we're going to give Antonio Gibson the start. So we had to take him off, and then we also had to take off Judy. But fun fact, yeah, did have Stevenson on the Booms video before the benching. So, yes, if Stevenson was just starting, he'd be a smash.
And, like, what if, just saying, what if Ramondre takes it to heart, gets fired up, they put Gibson out there the first series, and then after that, Ramondre runs like he's never run in his life. And, you know,
yeah,
I'm just saying it is possible.
For sure. Could totally see that happening. For sure.
Wouldn't surprise me. All right. Tactical Shoda. I'm not sure how to say that. Tank Dell or Sermon at the flex?
I'm going Tank Dell. I mean, if it's complete non-PPR, okay, maybe then I could go Sermon. But otherwise, I'm going Tank Dell.
Yeah, it doesn't say if it's PPR or not. I'm assuming it's some sort of PPR, then, you know, go with Tank Dell. All right. I don't think this is fair, Jimmy. Saying we are League haters.
Nah, definitely not haters.
I mean, look, it's still the Carolina Panthers. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for the even for Deontay, it's a tough matchup. It's like Leggett, yeah. Leggett will be like I like Leggett this season, but not this week.
Yeah. Like, there are situations. This is not a week where he's got a good spot. All right. We have FR. If B-Rob doesn't play, are Ayuk or Ford?
Definitely Ayuk. And then the question would be, do I just go Ayuk over Robinson anyways? But
if it's full PPR, because the thing is, if B-Rob does play, he might not be 100%.
And he's not going to catch as many passes because Eckler's back. So
Right.
I might go Ayuk either way if it's full PPR.
The thing is, we're not on Friday here waiting to see what his status is. This is already Saturday. He's a game time decision, right? Isn't that what this is? A game time decision. That's a little worrisome. So I just go Ayuk. Jay Kuma. Full PPR, 10 team. Needs running back, 2 receivers, 2 flex. Current lineup is Achane, Pittman, Olave, McLaurin, JSN with Ford on the bench. Bijan Robinson was in the other spot. Dropped Pitts for Ingram. Don't blame you. I get it. Of course, now Ingram's probably not going to play. So now needs a tight end. Andrews, Ertz, Komet, Conklin, Henry.
All right. I'm going to put Ford in over Achane, sadly.
Yes, very sadly, but yes.
Yeah, Pittman, Olave, McLaurin, JSN. Okay, those are your 2 wide receivers on flex. It's full PPR. I don't think I Achane, JSN close as the last flex, but I might just go. I don't know. Honestly, actually, now that I look at it, I might leave Achane in and just put Ford in over JSN. Honestly.
Yeah, I thought about that. It's like maybe JSN is the one to sit.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave Achane in and put Ford in over JSN. And then if you need one of these tight ends, I'm going Komet. I like Komet this week. I think he has the most upside of these guys.
Interesting. Like Komet. So you hate DJ Moore, but you like Komet. Interesting. I'm probably just gonna say, these guys give me Ertz and get a few points. But I don't think it matters. If you like Komet, you can go Komet too. He does have a better matchup.
Yeah.
Ruben started
Ruben?
Evans. That feels
Nice.
good. Pick 3. I'd say Jefferson's a strong start. To get 2 more, Wilson, Pickens, Wicks.
I think in this case, Wicks has to sit. If you're nervous about Wilson, I guess you could start. But that's crazy talk. Okay, Wicks sits.
Yeah, I like Wilson this week. I want to start Wilson, and I like Pickens every week. You really want to force Wicks in there. You could put him over Pickens. I wouldn't hate that, but I think you're fine with either of those guys. I would put Pickens in. All right. Shellback Toy Rewind is back. Of course, this is a fellow YouTuber, so shout out to you. Anybody here interested in throwback Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle merch, check it out. Achane or Ramondre Stevenson.
I'm going Ramondre again. Maybe I'm gonna be wrong about Ramondre, but I feel like it's gonna be like you said. Like it's Gibson will be the first series, and then we're gonna see a lot of Ramondre after that. Just by the way Mayo's been talking.
Yeah, this comes down to how Ramondre responds, right? And then we got a Dodgers fan here. Go Dodgers. MLB playoffs in effect. Chris, you're kind of in Dodger land. Pretty much, sort of, kind of.
I'm kind of in between. I'm like right in the middle of Dodger and Padre land. Honestly, I'm like square in the middle.
Oh yeah, Padres are still in it. There you go. It's a
good what do you think? I know this isn't a Dodger channel, but what do you think of Aaron Judge getting offensive player of the year over Ohtani? Like, how does Ohtani only have like one MVP? Like, who votes for these things? Ohtani just had probably the greatest statistical season we've ever seen. Well, maybe not, because Barry Bonds had some pretty ridiculous seasons, but one of the greatest statistical seasons we've ever seen. Because Aaron Judge is a Yankee? Because his batting average was higher?
Aaron Judge is in New York. Ohtani's on the West Coast. There are other possible reasons we won't get into, but yeah. Baseball is always, honestly, really stupid with things like this, like the Hall of Fame and the voting. And so it's stupid. Anyways, this is actually a good way to remind you too. If you are a baseball fan, you can get your baseball picks for the postseason along with your NFL picks. I'm talking about Underdog. Don't forget, guys, because we're almost caught up on super chats. We're going to be here for a little longer until we answer these questions, but Again, if you still don't have Underdog account, try it out because you get MLB picks for the playoffs. You get your NFL picks, of course, the free pick of Dak Prescott, just getting 1 yard, go higher than 0.5 total yards. So if you haven't tried Underdog, again, I beg of you, try it. You're going to like it. And you get this free pick. You also get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Just need to sign up, make an account, and use code ENDGAME when you do it. You get all these things. Plus, don't forget, don't know how you could forget, it's Boosttober, which means you get profit boost tokens pretty much every day, ways to get free cash. All right.
But I did just see a pretty big update. Brian Robinson is good to go for Sunday. So there you go.
Okay. Well, that's
a good sign. The fact that they already said he's good to go is a good sign. So I think I feel good about him now.
Yeah, it's still Saturday afternoon. That's not a game time decision. They moved it up.
They moved it up. So that's a good sign. So if you got B-Rob, put him in. Should be good to go.
All right. Well, that does help. Cody Greenwood is back. All right. Actually, somehow has 2 decent tight ends, Kelsey or Kincaid.
I think you got to go Kelsey. They have to throw him the ball. They have to. They don't have a choice. They have to throw him the ball. You got to go Kelsey.
I think it's Kelsey now. I mean, both are good options now, but yeah, go Kelsey here. Odin, Sensei, Swift, Wandale, or Pittman?
Pittman. Again, I just don't have a compelling reason to bench Pittman. Flacco's starting. Let's go Pittman. Good matchup. Go Pittman.
Yeah, with Flacco in there and JT out, got to go Pittman here for sure. And then Nathan Masters really want to start Wicks, but has Pittman, Diggs, and McLaurin.
No, I think you're good with those guys.
Yeah, this is the thing. Is like I think everybody who has Wicks just really wants to start him. I really feel like you should, and I totally understand it. I would want to start him too. I'm not benching Pittman. I think he's going to have a big game, and of course Diggs. Like if you want to try to risk it with Terry McLaurin and sitting, I don't want to sit Terry McLaurin. If you really want to, that would be the guy. I mean, I don't blame you if you want to do this. It's not a big deal if you do this. It's not Justin Jefferson, okay? But I would probably start McLaurin. Jordan Olson traded Taylor, Diggs, and Puka for Hurts, Gibbs, and Higgins.
I don't hate it. I mean, I probably prefer Gibbs to Taylor. It's close. I still like Higgins. You're getting Hurts. I mean, I wish it wasn't a QB, but it's okay. I mean, Puka legit might be like 5-6 weeks away from being back still. So I don't hate it.
I mean, I kind of see this. JT and Gibbs are pretty comparable. Diggs and Higgins, I think I prefer Diggs at this point, but they're close. You're basically trading a hurt Puka for a quarterback and Hurts. It's okay. It's fine if it helps you. Leo Hilo, what is up? Currently 1-3. Kyron. No, Kyron does not have a bye week.
Yeah, Kyron's playing.
Maybe it's thinking of somebody else. Gibbs has a bye week. Okay, so anyways, Tracy, Bigsby, and Rashawn on the bench. Do I trade for Brees?
I mean, it's not a bad idea to trade for Brees. I don't know who you're going to trade. Like, are you saying Kyron for Brees?
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense because Kyron, again, doesn't have a bye this week.
Right.
I'm not going to make a trade based on bye weeks. Let's just put it that way. So not sure the deal here. Look, if you need a running back, you could throw Tracy in there and see what happens. Fat Walrus. Fat with a PH. Murray or Fields?
Still going Murray.
Yeah, it's still Murray. All right, here Leo Hilo has a different question. Pick 3. Downs, Worthy, Jason, Waddle.
Downs. I think I'm going Downs, Worthy, Dell. Although JSN is safer, I guess. But what's upside for JSN right now? I don't know. Maybe Downs, JSN, Dell. Actually,
I think Downs is the one you feel best about. I might go Downs, Worthy, JSN. Just take
that's
a shot
fine too. Like any combination of those four. Downs is the one I feel best. Yeah. Any combination.
All right. Country Connected. What is up? It's 4-0 and a 14-teamer. Very nice. Love Baker Gibbs, Achane, Pollard, Sermon. Okay, hurting a running back this week because Gibbs is out and Pollard is out. I guess you can play Sermon. London. Well, that's nice. You're already up. Godwin, Debo, Worthy, Yoshi. Anything to do before it's too late?
I don't know what you mean by that. Like trade wise, not really. I mean, you could try to sell high on a guy like Worthy before he maybe disappoints this week. But I don't know exactly what you mean by that.
No, I mean you're good. You're fine here. You got some stud players. Obviously, running back this week isn't too great, but it's fine. You don't need to do anything just because of that. Go with Sermon. I mean, if this is a single quarterback league, you could try to flip one of those quarterbacks. That's about it. Short season, I don't think this is a problem. Vikings defense.
No, I never worry about that. You're gonna, I don't worry about that. Because what if Garrett Wilson has like 7 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown? Does that really hurt the Vikings defense that much? Like if that's all the Jets do, I don't worry about that.
Nah, that's fine. Okay, all balls. Start one. Your Bob, Tyreek, Leggett, Sermon, or Downs.
Oh, well, I think now that Brian Robinson is playing, he's good to go. He's my pick.
Yeah, if it's just one, you can go Brian Robinson.
And he says it's standard, so it's definitely Brian Robinson.
Yeah, if it's standard, then now he's not game time decision magically.
Yeah.
So B-Rob. All right. Tyler Durden. Let's see. Standard again. Tank or Braylon?
Jags get the Colts. Did we just gamble on Bigsby against that Colts run defense? I think I might. Braylon Allen against the Vikings. I might just go with Tank Bigsby.
I mean, this is kind of a toss-up, right? You're hoping one guy gets a touchdown or rips off a big run. I mean, I kind of at this point feel better about Braylon Allen's touchdown potential. So I might go Braylon Allen, even though it's not a great matchup. Although Tank, obviously a much better matchup. So I'll take a chance on that touchdown, but this is really close. And at the flex, Downs, Wandale, or Leggett?
Well, we hate Leggett, so it can't be him. I think I hate Wandale, so it can't be him. So it's got to be Downs.
Oh, yeah. That's it. It's Downs, though. Still Downs. Chris Laborde, what is up? Jumping in here at the last minute. Benching Kyler for Flacco?
I'll say this about you, Chris. You're not scared. I like that. You're not scared. If you're feeling Flacco, go with Flacco. I wouldn't, but I know you're not scared, so go for it.
Oh yeah. Hey, he's one of those gut feel guys. He's like, this is gonna happen. I'm going for it.
Yep.
Go for it. I don't hate it. No, I'm in Flacco. Country Connected with another one here. Start 3, Wilson, Olave, Moore, Chase.
I think I can pretty comfortably bench DJ Moore here, honestly.
Yeah. In this case, I can pretty quickly eliminate DJ Moore. All right. OG Sumo Vibe with another B-Rob or Achane. Well,
now that they already said B-Rob is good to go, just put him in.
Yeah.
Put him in.
Yes. Alan Moore. Here it is. Tyreek or Josh Downs?
I'm honestly going Downs. It's Flacco. He's in a good spot. Going Downs.
Yep. Gotta go on Downs. Dustin Reeder. Start 3, Ayuk, Tyreek Hill, Brian Thomas, Stevenson, Javonte in half.
I think I got to play Ayuk and Brian Thomas. I mean, it's half PPR. Like that even knocks Tyreek Hill down a little bit more. I think I go Stevenson. I can't believe it. Ayuk, Brian Thomas, and Stevenson. Ugh.
I'm definitely not starting Javonte. God, you know what? Okay, Ayuk and Brian Thomas are like the kind of easy ones, right? I guess just go Ramondre. I guess we're just sitting Tyreek Hill. This is so sad. All right, so LEJ and saying got skipped. I'm pretty sure we did yours because I do remember your name, but let's do this again. Rice replacement, Pittman, Robinson, Wicks, Kirk. I know we did this, but let's do it.
I know we did this one too, but it's all right. Might have missed it. Pittman is number one for me. Again, great matchup this week. Joe Flacco starting. I'm going Pittman.
Yeah, again, these are really all good choices. You don't have a bad choice. I know a lot of people really want to get Wicks in there, and I don't blame you if you want to just put Wicks and see what he gets you. But we like Pittman best. Pittman is good. Kirk is good too. All right, there it is. Good luck, Jack. Ban Flyboy. Jack and all right, Jack. Xavier Worthy or Zay Flowers?
Yeah, Zay Flowers is well. I guess Xavier Worthy is technically the number one in KC, but Zay Flowers, I feel much better about. I'm going Zay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Zay Flowers here. Also have Ford, not Ford. Country Connected is saying, do you think Pollard or Worthy are going to drop off, sell for value? It's hard to sell a guy on a bye week when he's not been amazing.
Yeah. So Worthy, I don't mind selling because people are like, ooh, he's got to be the wide receiver one in KC now. I don't mind selling Worthy.
That's true. That's true. I mean, maybe. You just got to get a feel for the market. It really depends on your league. Make sure I didn't skip anything. I think we got to all the super chats. I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Sure. So let's do, except for Mark, who just slid in here, Mark Bone. Superflex, Dak and Dalton. Would you start Flacco over one?
I think I would start Flacco over Dalton. It's a tough matchup for Dalton this week against the Bears. Let's go Flacco.
Yeah, go Flacco over Dalton. And then New England or Pittsburgh defense.
I think I'm going New England. Don't they get the Dolphins and Snoop Huntley? Like what's the worry? Like, what are you scared of here? Just go New England.
Well, you're scared of what Sir Boomer's predicting is that the Dolphins are going to be on fire with Snoop having the week of experience. And he's playing HN to show his commitment. I respect that.
Yeah. Well, also ignore that last part about he has no other running backs. Ignore that last part.
He's a man of principles. I can respect that, definitely. You can, back to Mark, by the way, you can drop some your white. Yes,
you can drop Zamir White.
You can drop. He's now not only not playing much, but he's hurt.
Yeah.
And Juice really wants to stash OBJ.
Good. If you want to go for it, but like we can barely start Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle right now. Like, go for it though if you want. I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe that Snoop OBJ connection is there. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, and then I figure it's only fitting now. We're all caught up. I think we're done here for now. Tyler just wants to make sure that you know, Chris, your hair looks really good.
All right, thanks. Thanks.
You can never change it ever again. It has to stay.
I know. I guess I'm gonna do. Well, you know what's nice about this is like a lot of times I'm like, oh man, I got like if I have to film a video or streaming, I'm like, I gotta go like, do my hair or whatever, and sometimes you just don't want to. Now I know I don't have to, so thanks. Appreciate it.
There you go. Okay, but before we go, Tyler actually has another question. A couple more. Half PPR start to Tyron Tracy, Liggett, Tank Dell or Roma Dunze? 2.
Okay, you know what? Here, even though I'm a Leggett hater, I'll say Leggett, and I'll probably go Tank Dell.
This is half PPR. Yeah, I still think Tank is number one of this group. Go Leggett, I guess, if you're feeling it. A couple more. Sticky? I thought I said Stucky. Sticky.
Yep.
Painfully sitting on AJB and Cup. That sounds painful. Started Bijan. Needs a running back, 2 receivers, no flex. Reed, JSN, Addison, Stevenson, HN, Chase Brown.
All right.
Running back.
At wide receiver, I'm going Reed, Addison. At running back, I'm going Stevenson. And I'll probably just I think I'm still flexing HN here. Is it full PPR? It's full PPR. JSN. I don't know. Maybe JSN over Achane. That's close. But I think I'm going Reed, Addison, Stevenson at running back, and then it's JSN, Achane. Break the tie. Break the tie. Who do you got there?
Reed is like a must start here. Receiver, I go Reed, Addison. Running back, I think we're saying Stevenson. I would just flex Jason. I think he could do something.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Glenn White, Jennings, Eckler, Harris.
I still think Eckler is an okay flex, but I think in PPR I probably prefer Jennings. Although maybe Eckler. But it's not a great spot for these running backs, but he catches passes, so I don't know. I still might go with Jennings. I think Jennings in that San Francisco offense still has more upside. That's close.
This is iffy because B-Rob is now playing, but Kittle might not play. I think if Kittle sits, I'll go Jennings. I think that will be the determining factor. The Wandering Idiot has wandered back here. Is that Willie Beeman in the picture?
That's funny. People ask me that. Willie Beeman. No, it's Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. But I've gotten that before. Yeah, Willie Beeman. Any Given Sunday. Great movie.
That's funny. And Rodney Woods saying he think he missed his. Well, we did yours a while back, so I'm going to have to look for it.
I got you. It's right here. It's not that far. We weren't that far back, I don't think. It's right here.
All right, Rodney, so let's say it again.
We said Fields over Dalton.
Yes.
We said Njoku if he plays. Otherwise, go Fields, Muth stack. And then I think we said Tutu and Tolbert. No Dunze.
We did. We said Tutu and Tolbert. Just go for some upside here. Tutu can make some big chunk plays. Tolbert, I don't love Tolbert this week, but I can't feel great about Dunze either. So there you go. You go, Rodney. Hopefully that helps. All right. Now I think we're caught up. No more, right? We got them all.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here, but don't worry. We'll be back Sunday morning, 3 hours before kickoff to make sure we get all the latest injury updates, start sit information you need. And don't forget to get your picks in for Underdog, that free one for Dak Prescott. If you are a new customer, you get this in. Of course, your deposit match up to $1,000 of bonus cash. It is definitely worth it. And just have to use code ENDGAME when you sign up. And of course, there's the DraftLane app. If you haven't tried it, just download it and check it out. Definitely worth it. Real quick here, one more. RFR, Tutu or Jacoby?
Only because it's the Broncos and Pat Surtain, I might go Tutu this week.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Take a shot here. I mean, you're hoping for a touchdown or a big play here. I guess go Tutu. And then, sorry, Dion's a member. We need to start one of these in non-PPR, just one.
I think Olave is the one I like in non-PPR because, again, he's one of these guys, he doesn't rely on having to get a bunch of catches. He's a guy who can get 80 to 100 yards with 6 or 7 catches. And he's still got touchdown upside. I'm going to go Olave.
Yeah, I'll go Olave too. I like Gary Wilson this week, but it's not a guarantee he scores. And then Vic in the last second. Kyler, Burrow, or Fields? Glad you don't have them all.
I think I'm just going to go Burrow. I like him in this matchup against Baltimore. I think they're going to throw the ball a ton. I think that's how they're going to attack Baltimore. I'm going to go Burrow. Yeah,
I think Burrow here. Kyler should be the top pick, but I think you're safer with Burrow. All right, guys. We're out of here. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.